to welcome so many known faces of the real estate industry, it is a very tedious task, but let me try to do the justice to all of them. I'd like to thank all my panelists and M.Space Realty for hosting this webinar with MSDA. MSDA is a pretty young association and it stands for Mumbai Suburban Developers Association. And to welcome so many known faces of the real estate industry, it is a very tedious task, but let me try to do the justice to all of them. I'd like to thank all my... Sorry for that. There was some distortion. So Mumbai Suburban Developer Association is mainly for Mumbai suburbs, eastern and western suburbs. It's a pretty young association. We are just 1 year down the line and we have received so much love and affection from everyone. And we are really grateful to each and every one of you. So we have our panelists and speakers today. To start with, I'd like to welcome Mr. Ajay Nahar, who is the MD of Nahar Group. Then we have Mr. Parag Mehta, who is the MD of Paradigm Realty. Then we have Mr.
Sir, that was Parth Mehta.
Yeah, sorry, Parth Mehta. Sorry. Then we have Mr. Nirav Mehta of Bhumi Group. We have Mr. Abhishek Gupta, who will be giving us a nice presentation regarding the current market scenario. We have Mr. Govind Rai, who is going to moderate our event. Is there anyone else that yeah, Mr. Lakhani. I'm not able to see you, Mr. Lakhani. Can you please switch on your video, please? Yeah. Hello, Mr. Sundar Lakhani. Welcome, welcome. So I'd like to hand over to Mr. Govind Rai to do the needful and let us carry on with our webinar.
Thanks a lot, Kunal. Varun, is there any presentation we need before for MSDA, or should we get started with our
M.Space will be giving a detail about him.
Yeah, so you want to get started with the M.Space presentation?
I request Mr. Nikunj Bhuta to give the details about M.Space, a small presentation.
Sure.
So just to give you a very quick brief on M.Space Realty, I would like to say we are a young company, but backing the experience of more than 32 years, and we are the second generations who are leading this. This is, next slide, Anjali, please. We believe in absolutely transparency, rising above broad vision. That is our funda. Next, please. So our services, almost we cover 360-degree marketing stuff in real estate, land assistance, primary retail, commercial investments, M.Space Capital we have, project sales management. Next, please. So our expertise is in one of our expertise in land acquisition. Varun heads that department, Varun Mehta, and till now we have done more than 3 million square feet of land deals, approximately 5,000 crore plus. We are expertise in DM model, JD, JV merger. We regularly deal into that. Thank you. Next, please. So our main thing, project sale mandate timeline. We have started our company M.Space Realty in 2015. In 2016, we had just one project, and as you can see, till 2019 December, we were having almost more than 20 projects under our kitty. So area is not a problem. We have marketed good projects in Mulund also, Chembur also, Santa Cruz, Parla, Malad, Kandivli. Mainly we are into western suburbs, and we have worked with good groups like Ajmera, Veena, Kabra Group. They are all our clients. So we are still we have done marketing in Lower Parel also, and we have all successfully done this. Next, please. So primary retail, we have a dedicated team which is being led by Mr. Ashish Morzaria. Primary team, we are doing a project based marketing, very focused marketing we do, and we have done some good breakthrough in that in residential thing and commercial both. Next, please. Commercial is one of our expertise. The department is being headed by Mr. Priyank Mehta. We are associated with more than 100 plus brands. We are masters in F&B. Pre-leasing is one of our forte, and we have unique concepts about pre-leasing which we can meet and discuss in one-to-one scenario. Next, please. So in M.Space Capital, funding is also there. Everything capital related, everything, debt reduction, private equity placement, exit route. We do everything related to capital. Next, please. What makes us different? Our offerings. End-to-end marketing that includes digital, broker sourcing. In real estate, there is not a single marketing which we don't do. We have done this all successfully. Experience sales force. Our sales force is very important. We have more than 50% of sales force. And one of our key component is our channel partners. Channel partners really, they help us a lot, and they are our making force. Next, please. We have bagged many awards. One of the award we have received in 2018 from our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, for the fastest growing real estate consultant of the year. That was a very proud moment for us. Like this, we have got many awards from MCHI also, Midday also. Next, please. Our legacy, we have more than 32 years of experience, a 20 plus exclusive marketing project, team strength more than 50, 10 plus award received. In the last 32 years, we have done 3 million square feet of transaction. That includes soul selling marketing also. And land deals, as I told you, it is more than 2 million square feet. And we have till now 10,000 plus happy families in our kitty. Next, please. So I'll just briefly, I'll sum it up. For any queries regarding real estate, I think there is one place, that is M.Space, and we are there to help you. Thank you. Varun, can you take it over from here?
Thank you, Nikunj. Now I'll request Govind to take the session ahead. We'll start with the main subject for what we have joined for this webinar. So Govind, can you take it ahead?
Absolutely, Varun, my pleasure. And thank you, Nikunj, for such a great insight for M.Space Reality. And you guys are doing tremendous job. आप लोग का काम अभी सभी लोग ने अभी देखा what you have done. And lockdown phase में the way you guys have shown your proactiveness in arranging these kind of sessions, it's commendable job that you guys are doing.
Absolutely. So, thank you, Govind.
Absolutely pleasure. So guys, आज हमारे पास जो panel है, I believe it's very interesting panel that we have. We have some market leaders from all the, they are the market leaders of Bombay और हर एक catchment areas में जहाँ पे वो काम कर रहे हैं वहाँ के खुद के भी अलग से वो stand out करते हैं. And then we have a very interesting company represented by Abhishek, which is CRE Metrics, which is one of my favorite also in terms of the data space. And जिस तरह से लोगों ने मेहनत की है last कई सालों में data gather करने का in terms of property registration and उसको एक analytics के form में जिस तरह से वो खूबसूरती से बाहर लाए हैं, I believe it's a good, great work that they are doing. So before starting our presentation, आज हम लोग का जो agenda है वो ये है कि हमारे जो MMR regions के जो catchment areas हैं वो कैसे operate करने वाले हैं, कैसे behave करने वाले हैं, हमें क्या ट्रेंड दिखेंगे, आपका जो हमारे जो चैनल पार्टनर्स और जो ब्रोकर्स जो फ्रेंड्स हैं उन लोगों को किस चीज पे फोकस करना है, कौन से एरियाज पे कौन से टिकट साइजेस आर गोइंग टू बी इंटरेस्टिंग. सो हमारे जो एक्सपर्ट पैनलिस्ट हैं वो ये डिस्कशन आज करेंगे. एंड बिफोर दैट अभिषेक हैज गॉट अ स्मॉल प्रेजेंटेशन आई बिलीव वेयर ही वांटेड टू गिव अ स्मॉल समरी अबाउट कि आज एमएमआर में हमारे इन्वेंट्री कितनी मौजूद है, क्या सप्लाई और डिमांड का गैप है और कहाँ पे फोकस करना हमारे लिए अच्छा हो सकता है. So Abhishek, over to you. We can get started with your presentation.
Govind, thank you very much for that very humbling introduction. I'm going to share my screen. Just want one or two people to say yes so you can see it and I will start rolling.
It is
yes, Abhishek, you can go ahead.
All right. So as Govind mentioned, and first of all, good evening, everybody. So as Govind mentioned, CRE Matrix is here to help you developers build better, brokers broke better, banks hopefully lend better. And more than ever before, I personally believe you need data. And channel partners and developers, we need to combine together with all sorts of marketing, whether you want to go back to the traditional marketing or social digital marketing, to resurrect this damage that COVID has done to us in the last 2-3 years. So we need to all gang up and fight this together. CRE Matrix will help you answer some of these questions. First of all, my most favorite, where are the home buyers coming from? If you know where they're coming from, you can do what I call as target bombing. Target search compared to carpet bombing saves your money, saves your marketing cost. What apartment type sells best in the market? If you're a Malad developer and you know that Malad may only 2 bedrooms sell, please do not make 4 bedrooms. It will be suicide. Number 3, what is your competition selling? At what price are they selling? How are they selling? How fast? And the unsold inventory. I'm going to answer all these questions in front of you right now. But let me start with my favorite slide, housing sales in Mumbai city. Please note, I'm going to request everybody to look at the x-axis first, the 1,000, the 2,000, the 3,000, the 4,000 crores. This tells you the total quantum of housing inventory that is sold in Mumbai city. Mumbai city is defined by Churchgate to Dahisar, Mulund to VT. In Mumbai city, as you can see, approximately 5,000 crores of inventory sells every quarter. So whoever said that the market was very bad last year in 2019 was a blatant lie. Plus, we have separated the data into different colors. The red color is 50 lakhs to 1 CR, your purple is 1 to 2, gray is 2 to 3, and your orange is 3 to 5, and your green is greater than 5 crores. So you can see the sweet spot of Mumbai is the purple and the gray, and maybe a bit of orange. So between your 1 CR to 5 CR. And if you are building apartments in this range, you will rock. Right? So 20,000 crores of just primary market. Please note, this is the primary market only. And in Mumbai city, we have data to, not anecdotal, this data comes from the registered documents. So it cannot be wrong unless, of course, you're saying everybody takes cash. This data shows that 1/3 of Mumbai is primary market, which is 20,000 crores, and 2/3 is secondary market. Where are your buyers? These are the locations where maximum sales have happened in Mumbai in the last 2 years. I'll repeat, these are the top 20 locations where the maximum sales have happened in the last 2 years. Kandivali Rock is the number 1, west and east. You've got Malad, you've got Bhandup, then Malad West, Andheri, Mulund, Borivali. You can see them. I don't need to read them. What apartments type sells in Mumbai the most? Number 1 is red, which is 2 bedrooms. Number 2 is blue, which is 1 bedrooms. Number 3 is 3 bedrooms. And then you have the studio. And then you have a green, which is 4 bedrooms. Beyond that, nothing sells in Bombay. So please be very careful what you build. Of course, CRE Matrix can even do this analysis at a Chembur level, at a Malad level, at a Kandivali level, at a Thane level, any level you want. But this is all Bombay. What are these apartment sizes? As you can see, the apartment sizes are shrinking across the board. The studios have become smaller slightly. The 1 bedrooms, as you can see, it's the red color is your 2018 average of all 1 bedrooms that were launched in Mumbai city. So all the 1 bedrooms that were launched in Mumbai city in 2018 were approximately 580 square feet. They've slightly shrunk, which is your yellow color. So you can see the degree of reduction in sizes is far prominent in the 4 bedroom and the 5 bedroom category compared to the studio, the 1, the 2, and the 3. But of course, developers have taken this strategy very, very seriously to make the houses more affordable. And that's, I think, a strategy to go. Now, this one tells you what is the age profile of your buyers in Mumbai city. And I personally think this is going to be very important going forward, even if there's COVID or no COVID, because digital marketing is here to stay. Yes, people after COVID goes away, they would still love to go and visit the sample apartment. They would still put the physical marketing, but the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the TikToks are here to stay. And the younger your population is, the more available they will be on social media. So that's your age profile. As I mentioned again, this can be done at a project level or a micro market or any level you want. The next one is this coverage that we do. So that's the coverage. And the assets that we cover. So we cover all assets, offices, malls, housing, high streets, and warehouses. These are just some of our clients, just to let you know. Yep, I'm done. Govind, over back to you.
Thanks a lot, Abhishek. And I believe it's a great insight that you just gave, and it will form a good base. आज हमारा जो discussion है उसके ऊपर काफी ये stats हमें काम आएंगे. So now I'll move towards our developers who are there present with us. Based on the insight that Abhishek ने जो अभी जब हम लोग को दिया, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग कुछ चीजें थी, एंड उसके बारे में हम आराम से डिस्कस करेंगे आज नेक्स्ट 40-50 मिनट्स में. एंड एवरीवन, आप लोग को कोई भी क्वेश्चंस है, ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, आप लोग के पास जो भी क्वेश्चंस है आप अपने चैट उसमें दीजिए. लास्ट का 20 मिनट्स वी आर गोइंग टू कीप फॉर योर क्वेश्चंस. नाउ माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर टुडेज एजेंडा वुड बी, आफ्टर कोविड जो हमारे सारे दोस्त हैं, जो हमारे चैनल पार्टनर्स हैं, जो डेवलपर दोस्त हैं यहाँ पे, सब लोग ये जानना चाहते हैं कि प्रोडक्ट प्लानिंग लेवल पे इन कमर्शियल स्पेस एंड इन रेजिडेंशियल स्पेस व्हाट चेंजेस, आपको क्या लगता है किस तरह के चेंजेस हम लोग एंटिसिपेट कर सकते हैं? ऐसे कौन से टिकट साइजेस हैं जो प्रोडक्ट प्लानिंग लेवल पे ज्यादा भी अट्रैक्टिव बनेंगे, एंड प्रोबेबली हमारे जो ब्रोकर फ्रेंड्स हैं, हमारे चैनल पार्टनर फ्रेंड्स हैं, उनको उस इन्वेंटरी की तरफ ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए. सो पार्थ, आई विल स्टार्ट विथ यू. पार्थ रिप्रेजेंट्स quite many catchment areas in MMR regions right now. His projects are almost live in multiple areas. So over to you, Parth, and if you could just give some insight on the same.
Okay. Thank you, Govind. I must say thank you, M.Space, for this initiative. Before the unlock mode starts, this is one of the last webinars where we all are a little relaxed before we get back to the hustle and bustle of the city. It's my third webinar with the M.Space group. Thanks, Govind. Basically, I feel this is a time now to reset and restart. We all are at ground zero level. We have to start thinking and unlearn what we have already learned and come out with something new which we can survive and then thrive. With regard to your specific question with regard to planning, I feel now planning is something which is very variable, which differs from area to area, budget to budget, and from sizing to pricing. Now, with the demographic constraints that the Mumbai city has, which has major developments in SRA redevelopments, very few gated communities in and around, for example, Borivali and upward, Mulund, Bhandup area, few areas near Andheri, etc. Especially in suburbs, there are a lot of constraints with regards to the space that is available. So knowing post-COVID what we all have understood and lived by, that we've really understood what is the importance of our home, what is the importance of space, and what is the meaning of privacy also, on the contrary, we've understood after so many people staying in the house, etc. So I think going forward with residential perspective, a lot of architects and developers are now going to start looking inward into what are the spaces that they can make it more functional. Now, it is not only just going to be creating glamorous spaces or marketing by virtue of only fashionable sample apartments or associating with big brands. That's not going to be the mantra. Mantra is going to be how each one can function within the space. For example, if my mother or my wife is cooking, how parallelly I can work at home, how children can make space or spending time when they are toddlers in the house, as well as to ensure that how the education from online learning, etc. is happening at home level, and how an adult or a grandfather is going to sit in the house and spend time where he's not going to be allowed to get out if a COVID scenario repeats in an unforeseeable future. Now, with this, people have understood, of course, in a city like Mumbai, the metros, where the basic funda of having a half bedroom, a single parent room, or a converted study room, or a converted kids education area room, that they have understood the importance of that 50 to 80 square feet more that we were not providing earlier. We were either giving 1, 2, 3, 4 that modules. Very few 2.5 and 3.5 used to be there, but the concepts of 1.5 and 2.5, I think, are going to play a much larger role. 2, in terms of common areas, rather than me giving a pool area or a snooker area or a kind of a lavish amenity space, if we have a constraint of planning, if we have only 3,000 square feet of amenities to be planned, so besides a gym or besides a kind of a yoga area or a health area, or adult sitting area. Most important spaces are going to be areas where you can work, like business centers, where you can conduct your small meetings, where you can, even if your house is smaller, people are going to want to welcome people in and around, because we are social people. We have emotional connects with people. How much ever we say from Zoom calls or video calls, I don't think that's the solution. People want the touch and feel of homes, touch and feel of people. Now, in that case, how those smaller areas, sitting areas are going to be very important, where basic refreshments like coffee or tea, snacks, etc. can be made available within the complex is going to be critical. Terraces are going to be playing an important role, because we've understood, sitting in our houses, if we are on little higher floors, we have seen perhaps all the terraces of all the buildings filled up typically in the evening from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. So that's where people have understood how those spaces can be made more functional. This is with regards to residential. Developers and architects will really have to follow empathy, putting themselves in the shoes of the end user and understanding what are the basics that he should get as a part of lifestyle. So those things which we were not paying attention earlier, we were just trying to make glamorous brochures by putting more number of amenities. Now we'll start putting in more functional amenities. This is with perspective to residential. Now, with regards to the commercial spaces, see what has happened. We Indians are people. Today, if we are hearing only COVID, we are extrapolating thing from 1 to 100. Every time it's not going to remain only COVID. If COVID, everybody, all offices are going to shut, everything is going to become 25%, we are all going to work from home. It's not going to happen. Trust me, with God's grace, if we are able to find a cure for COVID, or at least an antidote, by Diwali or December, we all will forget what we spent time between April and June. That's the short memory that people in India have. We all are hustlers. We all are solution-driven people. Nobody wants to stay in a stalemate position. Likewise, good office spaces, grade A, grade B office spaces. I'm not defining sizing, whether it's a 300 carpet or it is a 3000 carpet. Lot of commercial buildings are going to be made in a manner where people are going to be able to comfortably work in common areas much more efficiently vis-a-vis their smaller offices because of space constraints. Wow. Now, today for next 6 months, how much ever we say, we all are going to distance ourselves from a lot of people unwanted whom we don't want to interact. Not bring them in our workspace, not bring them in our cabin chambers, not call them in your reception area. So with keeping those things in mind, office spaces which will be now developed are going to be far more functional and utility oriented with respect to common areas. 1. 2, people are going to go for a lot of areas like using areas in and around refuge areas, open sitting, the rooftop area, not only use it as the outdoor unit or something for putting ACs or solar panels. We are going to make those units more comfortable where people can breathe in open air. The light and ventilation part is going to work much more compared to just remaining or confining ourselves to air conditioning kind of a setup. Similarly, I feel in an office space, what is going to be critically very, very important is the level of how we are able to go address insecurities of the clients. Today, it is no more the budget or affordability. That is something which we all understand, size and budget which each one has. What is important is जो डर और fear का atmosphere है कि भाई मैं ये चीज में आज जो चीज करूंगा उसकी वैल्यू रहेगी, मेरे को उसमें मेरा हाइजीन मेंटेन होने वाला है, मेरे को इस चीज में मेरी कोई भी ऐसी uncertainty होगी तो can I still operate from my office? Today, understand if we 3 months when there was a lockdown and each one of us had an office setup which was equipped to handle this kind of a painful era we went through, we all would have made much more roti, I call it roti, return on time invested in our small offices, which we would have been sitting and been able to successfully operate. So similarly for brokers also, all our channel partner friends, is going to be so important that today they are having proper pictures from developers for site setup. Is there hygiene in developers office? पहले होता था हम भीड़ जमा करते थे और ढोल बजाते थे, माल बिकता था. आज भीड़ जमा करोगे तो माल नहीं बिकेगा, लोग आएंगे ही नहीं तुम्हारे पास. So can the car or the pickup service that a developer giving, is it hygiene and clean after every visit? Is in the sales office or a cabin, हम लोग जैसे 4 टेबल या 6 टेबल लगा के 5 मीटिंग रखते थे, वहां पे खाली 2 मीटिंग के साथ इनफ डिस्टेंसिंग रखा ही नहीं रखा है. So आज as a broker, unless वो insecurity और fears उन लोग ने नहीं mitigate किया client को कि ये developer has taken sanitization approach, distancing approach, hygiene approach, as well as where you are going to be nowhere exposed to any kind of uncertainty with regards to a health hazard. अगर ये solution हम लोग जून से दिसंबर नहीं provide कर पाएंगे तो believe me, हम लोग का रियल एस्टेट का वेलोसिटी 80% नीचे आ जाए, बिकॉज रियल एस्टेट ऐसी जगह है कि बच्चे ने घर देखा, माँ बाप को दिखाना है, वास्तु वाले को दिखाना है, आर्किटेक्ट वाले को दिखाना है, उसको 5 बार जाना ही है साइट पे। जितना भी हम ट्राई करेंगे थ्रू प्रॉपटेक प्लेटफॉर्म, yes, your shortlisting will happen there. People can admire looking at your video how from access is there, from road how the approach is there, कैसा दिखता है बिल्डिंग। बट अगर मैं मेरे हार्ड अर्न मनी लाइफ का डाल रहा हूँ, I would want to know what is the touch and feel of the product where I'm going to buy my house. So that's my snapshot with regarding to planning and approach in the post-COVID era.
Thanks a lot, Parth. Kafi insight, Parth, you gave. I believe 2-3 takeaways that we can definitely take here is, and which I will pass on now to Mr. Ajay as well. जो Parth ने sir बोला with regards to the 0.5 edition that could happen, with regards to जो amenity planning शायद अब अलग तरीके से हो सकती है, जहाँ पे instead of decorative it is more functional. तो ये सारी चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए, what do you believe are the changes that you expect? And at the same time, for everyone, Mr. Ajay Nahar, I believe it's one of the leading groups of MMR regions and India. And sir के जो projects हैं, Mahalakshmi, Chandivali, and Borivali, they have done few projects. And these insights that he's going to give, I believe it will have a lot of related catchment areas as well. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Govind. Thank you, M.Space. Thank you, Karan. Thank you, all of y'all, for having me. I believe most of y'all are from the suburbs, and suburbs was something very new to me also when I stepped into Borivali market and did our first project there called 92 Bellevue in Sodawala Lane. So I'm dating back to the time where things were not as great as what it was, but it was still better than what it is. एंड वो टाइम पे भी चैलेंज था कि वहाँ पर एक 2 BHK का बिल्डिंग बनाए, बट वी थोड़ा हिम्मत किया एज पार्टनर्स, वी गॉट टुगेदर, वी एक्सचेंज आइडियाज एंड वी डिसाइडेड कि एक 3 BHK बिल्डिंग बनाए। फिर ये सोचा कि वो 3 BHK बिल्डिंग बेयर शेल बनाए या फिनिश बनाए, बट देन वी टुक आवर ओपिनियन फ्रॉम आवर रियल एस्टेट चैनल पार्टनर्स एंड देन दे सेड कि नो प्रॉब्लम है, देखते हैं स्टार्टिंग में कैसे बिकता है and then we'll take a call. So we took a brave decision then, and we made a building with bare shell. And luckily, even during the times where the market was not doing so great from 2017 to 2019, we were sold out from that building completely. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जब भी डेवलपर कोई भी एरिया में डेवलप करता है, it's not only what is his prime focus area, like for us Chandivali, or if I'm doing something in Mahalakshmi, हमेशा ये देखना है कि बायर के लिए क्या चाहिए। ये चीज हमेशा पहले भी हुआ है, एंड दिस थिंग इज समथिंग व्हिच वी नीड टू थिंक नाउ आल्सो कि व्हाट डज अ बायर एक्चुअली रिक्वायर, उसका डिमांड क्या है, बायर का व्हाट इज द पॉकेट ऑफ द बायर। डिमोनेटाइजेशन के पहले देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस गोइंग ऑन एवरीवेयर एल्स, बट then slowly things minimized. So everybody has tried to understand that how transparent this is, and we have to move along with this market. So my point is that ऐसा नहीं है कि 1 BHK चलेगा या 2 BHK चलेगा या 3 BHK चलेगा या उसको shorter ticket size करो. Of course, I go in with what Abhishek said, that make this kind of stuff, but don't try to make 4 BHK and 5 BHK and 6 BHK because there's no market for that. Of course, we agree, but what comes together is a lot of flexible planning. Abhi agar main 3 BHK बनाऊं तो भी I have to make something side by side so that a smaller flat and a bigger flat can get combined. Of course, I can do a 2.5, which a person, if it has a budget, he can take it, because market scenario is changing. आज हम जो discuss कर रहे हैं, we are pertaining and we are discussing in today's world. After 2.5 years, because building's life cycle goes on changing, after 2 years, we all would have forgotten COVID. We all would have forgotten demonetization. We all will forget everything. We know one thing for sure is, जो जैसा market जब बोलता है, we have to do that. So we have a land parcel in Chandivali. We have a challenge that, ठीक है, we start making 1 BHK. But no, I don't think that is a correct way to go about it, because I think demand for everything is there. But we have to understand what is the demand. We need to do our own study. We need to do our research. As we call y'all not brokers now, we call y'all channel partners. जब channel partner बोल दिया है, that means you are partnering with us in everything, even in advising us. I think over the period of time, the channel, if a developer works closely with the channel partner, because channel partner क्या करता है, पूरा एरिया का रिसर्च करके इंफॉर्मेशन लाके दे देता है और अलग अलग पर्सपेक्टिव देता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, एंड प्लस वी डू मेक मिस्टेक्स. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट से एंड तक परफेक्टली बन जाता है. वी मेड बोरीवली फ्लैट्स where we had 3 flats as per Vastu and 1 flat which was non-Vastu, and we had a problem in selling the non-Vastu because that was slow selling and it took its own time and study and analysis, and people were making multiple visits for that. So ये सब होता है market में. All this is always on. There is a market for everything. So post COVID also, I think we have to, okay, as Parth also correctly pointed out, that the spaces that in the flat, we have to say, we have to understand that a lot of Gujarati Marwadi families who we normally cater for in in the suburb, Kandivali, Borivali, Malad belt, where there are joint families and also there are older parents and many children staying in the house, which will need spaces for using. Therefore the flat sizes may have to become bigger. So if there is a 2.5 BHK, maybe that person can think and should be able to go into a 3 or a 3.5 BHK, depending on the area, amenities, because all that comes later on. The amenities are important, as he clearly pointed out, that it's not always that people will see now that we need a swimming pool or something. Of course, gym and parking, gym, some business lounges, these are the minimum things that are required in a project. And I think even more than that, if a developer can work out something more better, because आज मैं फ्लैट बनाऊं और वो 2.5 BHK में 50 फुट एक्स्ट्रा बनाऊं, वो 50 फुट मिलके अगर मैं वो एमिनिटी को कहीं स्क्वीज कर लेता हूं, so that will be of a better use. So developers have to be overall very, very sensitive. You have to now work hand in hand with your architect for every square feet used, jo maybe earlier you have ignored, and you need to plan and develop fast with technology. Today is a time where we cannot do a building in 3 years. हम ऐसे ही फंस जाएंगे. Right time पे right चीज develop करके, and we have to complete it fast. आज abroad में, wherever you see in China or wherever, there are projects which complete in 18 months. We take 2.5, 3 years to complete a project. So interest wise, we have already lost so much of money as developers by taking loans from financial institutions. So how we can innovate and do fruitful meetings together. So it also depends on your time. Today, if I was supposed to meet Parth, or I'm supposed to meet Sunny, or I'm supposed to meet Nirav, like I will tell them, okay, let's meet tomorrow and we do a joint venture and we discuss. Now with technology, I have become more able to meet them closely like that. I would not rather waste that day not meeting them and do that meeting somewhere in the night on Zoom call or something, and utilize the time to actually sit with my internal team, my consultant, my real estate channel partners, and make strategies for sales, marketing, and all that. So things are changing, and I think by the time we all step out Monday onwards, and start seeing and speculating this market slowly, I think there are chances that in 3-4 months we will revive. Mostly ourselves we will revive. If not very economically, it will take about 6 months to revive. But yes, keeping in mind, after era has come, the developers definitely have been more transparent and trying to finish. So what it says, that जब pressure आता है तो काम हो जाता है time to time.
Right.
But abhi, as a developer, we have to understand that economy is down. People are not going to be able to pay on time. So even the bare shell people may not be able to finish their flats interiors on time. So we have to be little flexible in payments. पैसा आएगा, कहीं जाएगा नहीं. Do your paperwork, complete it in such a way that they are legally bound. Have your solicitors and everything in place with your legal document intact, so that people get little bit more time. ठीक है, रेरा एक time दे रहा है कि मैं 18 महीने में पैसा collect करूं. But if I can collect the money instead of 18 months, little bit more later on, till a person gets the keys to start doing the interiors, it is okay. And we should understand, because ultimately the market is run by people. पैसा इकोनॉमी में आएगा, सर्कुलेट होगा, डेवलपर्स के पास आएगा, real estate channel partners के पास आएगा, घूमेगा. Other thing what I feel is, I have met all these channel partners in Kandivali, Borivali while doing the project. Please do not confine yourself only to the area which you cater into, because I have seen when I tell them, okay, my next project is in Mahalakshmi, please come over, they are like Bombay jana hai. For them, coming to Mahalakshmi becomes like Bombay aana hai, So if y'all are talented and y'all are having your expertise in your area, please दूसरे areas को भी explore करो, NRI market को फिर से explore करो, because there has been a lot of stress in the NRI market means earlier, and also NRIs are not very happy with area like Dubai, and they will come back to India eventually, many of them. So try to get that. And of course, when you put forward the next questions about channel partners, so I would like to add on that. But as of now, I think this is a market right now where we need to see the demand of the buyer, what they want, and accordingly make it. There's no benchmark. There is nothing that works. A lot of things work in this market with trial and error. और जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Just be true to your business. Do it well. Improve the quality of your project, because we feel कि ऐसा नहीं है कि 2 BHK है तो वो एक ही रेट पे बिकेगा. There will be variation. और ये all inclusive concept जो चल रहा है, I think we need to stop that, because developers are losing a lot in this all inclusive concept. जो जब से ये शुरू हुआ है all inclusive, and people have also started asking the channel partners, and developers have also started in pressure because उनको बेचना है. I think this is something that they don't have to do. अगर मेरा flat 1.65 2 BHK है plus वो 1.8 तक आता है, ठीक है, but don't communicate it that way. वो आप बोलो 1.65 plus and let's sit across and let's do it, because what is happening is all inclusive में a buyer is something wants everything for free. He wants parking also inclusive, he wants stamp duty also inclusive, he wants everything, because आज का market current norm is like economy is down, तो कोई भी rate पे bargains लेना है. So the way we try to project it at our sales offices, I think the channel partners should help us in doing that also. So I think market slowly improve hoga. There will be, see, a lot of things is not to do with the market, it's to do with our communication also.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. Quite some insights. I believe जो एक point सर ने कहा मैं बिल्कुल agree करता हूँ, और सारे अपने channel partners दोस्तों को ये जरूर बोलूँगा. As he said, I believe कोविड में कुछ और सीखा ना सीखा, एक चीज हमने सीखी कि टेक्नोलॉजी को हमें कैसे लेवरेज करना है. और जो अभी हमारे जो कोलैबोरेशन है गोइंग फॉरवर्ड, एक कैचमेंट एरिया में जो अगर आप एक्टिव हैं तो दूसरे कैचमेंट एरियाज के दूसरे ब्रोकर नेटवर्क के साथ आप एक्टिव होकर कैसे लीड एक्सचेंज पे ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं, कैसे साथ में कोलैबोरेट होकर काम कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत मैटर करेगा. And with that, I will try to bring this whole discussion towards, one of the leading names into the Navi Mumbai area, and Mr. Sundar Lakhani is representing that area. And there are quite a number of questions that I have, Sundar, for you, but for that I'll take later. Abhi ke liye, if you can just tell us कि product planning level पे, and जो अभी Parth ने and Mr. Ajay, he said कि product planning level पे what are the changes that you believe for Navi Mumbai area, which is a very right now in mid segment and affordable offerings are still existing into the whole area. So it's not, I don't think there's going to be huge change, but is there any changes from your end or from your peers, आपके जो साथ के developers, and do you think any changes coming in terms of product planning?
See, in Navi Mumbai in last 5 to 8 years have developed drastically. First in Navi Mumbai, now we are in Navi Mumbai, if we look towards Raigad district, there are such big township coming over here with a lot of theme, and very before we didn't have big brand name, big developers in Navi Mumbai, because the market was such. But in last 5 years, if you see Godrej, Hirandani, L&T, everybody have tried to launch something or the other in Navi Mumbai. The reason is only one: in Navi Mumbai, rates are quite competitive, and people they can afford larger space in the given budget. If one has to buy a house in Chembur, they must be like, okay, let us buy it in Panvel, and we can have 3 BHK rather than have 2 BHK. And so Navi Mumbai always have been that kind of a destination for such buyer, for who location didn't matter, the size matter. So I guess for Navi Mumbai, COVID situation is not making much of a difference over here. Say size of the house or amenity, because in Navi Mumbai we also have like get the rules are such that the amenities and everything are quite big. The compounds are quite big. So like I myself, I'm staying in Navi Mumbai. The only reason, if I buy a house of the same amount in say Bandra or say whatever, it will be half of the size. So I guess Navi Mumbai, because of COVID situation, there is not going to be much of a difference in residential part. But commercial, yes, there is going to be a drastic change. We ourselves, we were planning to launch a IT project during this time. It was scheduled then. But now we are thinking whether IT is the right option, MSME is the right option, the size of the offices, whether it's right or wrong. So I guess the right thing to do is just test the water for next 1 quarter and see what exactly is going to happen. Because work from home, whether it will be adopted, whether it won't be adopted, how people are going to accept these trends in our Indian market, it's a big question mark. There's a big debate to it. So I guess for commercial, one should test the water and take a decision after 1 quarter. But in residential wise, I guess there won't be a drastic change in Navi Mumbai so far.
थैंक्स अ लॉट सुंदर. एंड वर्क फ्रॉम होम का जो आपने डिस्कशन बोला वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक टॉपिक है आज का. आई बिलीव सब लोग जानना चाहते हैं इसके फ्यूचर के इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस और इम्पैक्ट्स क्या होंगे. हम दिस विल टेक इन सेकंड राउंड ऑफ आवर डिस्कशन. अभी के लिए नीरव, I believe everyone knows him, very common name into the people जो आज हमारे यहाँ पे मौजूद है for the Western Belt. He represents Bhumi Group and Malad, Goregaon, Kandivali, Borivali area जो catchment areas है, इसमें काफी effective काम already किया हुआ है. So Nirav, over to you. I don't think I need to repeat the questions. Product planning is the major addressal अभी के लिए. What's your take?
Thank you, Govind. Thank you, MSDA, Karan, for inviting me to this webinar. I'm highly obliged. And working in Malad, Kandivali, Borivali belt since last many years. And as Abhishek also just showed his bar chart where he suggested that Malad, Kandivali, Borivali are the most selling locations in Mumbai. I would kind of agree with that. Yeah, they are good selling places. And people are mostly buying 1 and 2 BHK flats in locations which are somewhat far away from the station on the link road or places like that. And there is a good demand of 3 BHK and 4 BHKs also. I'm doing a project in Malad. It's a good location. It's a prime location. I have sold almost all my 3 and 4 BHK flats. There are 3 towers of 2, 3 and 4 BHK flats. I'm not having any 4 BHK for sale. I have some 3 BHKs and 2 BHKs are difficult to sell. So the size of the flat depends on the location where you're making the project. So I think this was post-COVID. Now COVID has come. COVID would be the new now, and we'll have to live with it. The client will also consciously become more conscious before buying a flat. He shall investigate lot many things. He shall negotiate a lot many times with you, your fellow developers, with everyone in the surrounding area. So whatever area you make a flat, I would suggest make a project. I would suggest that right size, right rate, and a combination of a right brand, which has given result. Now post COVID, I would say that I have worked so much in Kandivali, Borivali, Malad belt. I would not prefer going to any other belt. I would not like to go to Bhandup, Mulund, Vikhroli, where probably many few people will be knowing me. So I would suggest I would operate in my own belt. I would try to gain on the confidence, gain on the goodwill which I have created since so many years. And that should raise the sale rate in any project. Further, I would believe, as Parth suggested, there should be a look in the amenities. I would not opt for the swimming pool or luxurious amenities. I shall definitely go with a business center. This is a good idea he has suggested. We'll implement in our ongoing projects also. And I would believe delivery schedule, as Ajay suggested, that it should be as quick as possible. We should find out new technologies which can be giving you a lead in time. We can go for prefabricated structures or similar structures which could save time. That should be a win-win situation for the client and the developer. So अगर आप एक 20-22 माले का बिल्डिंग बनाते हो, and if you in the general days we used to take 3 years to make a 22-story building. If I try to complete it in 2 years, it shall be a win-win situation, and I shall save a lot of cost of interest. My profits would be recovered quickly, and my project should get over quickly. So this, I think, should be explored by everyone. And further, a good purchase department. So the major cost after land would be land and BMC would be construction cost. So a good purchase department shall also save us a big amount in construction. We can save around 10-15% of our construction cost. So this also needs to be explored post COVID. पहले हम लोग नहीं देखते थे इतना. पहले ठीक है, अभी कोई no one used to look into the cost of construction much, but I think अभी वो करना पड़ेगा. तो these certain things, tall buildings नहीं बनाएंगे शायद. 70 meters should be the maximum we would go. उसके ऊपर नहीं जाना चाहिए. And size of the flat. Even I think now, as you would be taking work from home also, तो उसमें भी हम लोग डिस्कस कर सकते हैं क्या करना चाहिए. Certain points which could be looked into. But overall, I think these are my insights for how to operate for the next 2 years.
Lovely. So thanks a lot, Neerav, for the insight. And going forward, I believe जो सबसे important question है, आप सब लोग का मुझे उसके अंदर एक input चाहिए. और जो सब लोग काफी टाइम से मैं इंटरेक्शन जो चल रहा है मेरा डेवलपर्स से या चैनल पार्टनर्स के साथ, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है जो हम सबके दिमाग में है, बट उसका कोई सही जवाब अभी तक नहीं मिला. और हम अब 70 दिन तक एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके हैं कि वर्क फ्रॉम होम कैसा होता है और कितना प्रैक्टिकल है, क्या उसके नेगेटिव्स हैं. सो एक छोटी सी कहानी है जो मैं बोलूंगा कि 90s में व्हेन यूएसए में वॉलमार्ट यूज्ड टू बी देयर, उस टाइम पे अमेजॉन जब शुरू किया अपना ऑपरेशन 2000 में, तो अमेजॉन वाज एन अंडरडॉग. कट टू 10 साल बाद 2010 के अंदर वॉलमार्ट आफ्टर रूलिंग अमेरिका फॉर सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम बिकेम एन अंडरडॉग. यानी लोग ये डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि वॉलमार्ट सर्वाइव करेगा कि नहीं अमेजॉन की कंपटीशन को. चेंज ये था कि लोगों को उस समय भी डिबेट था कि लोग जब ग्रोसरी खरीदेंगे, ग्रोसरी वाज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक देयर, बाकी तो चीजें बाद में आ जाएंगी चलेगा, पर अमेजॉन ने कहा कि प्राइम डिलीवरी के साथ एक दिन के अंदर हम घर पे पहुंचाएंगे. ग्रोसरी डिलीवरी के लॉजिस्टिक्स चेंज हुआ, उसके वजह से काफी ज्यादा चेंजेस हमें कमर्शियल मार्केट में देखने को मिले थे कि जो फिजिकल स्टोर्स थे, चाहे वो रिटेल में हो, फैशन में हो, गैप ब्रांड हुआ, मल्टीपल ऐसे काफी और इफेक्टिव ब्रांड्स थे रिटेल में जिन्होंने अपने स्टोर्स को शायद कम किया या उनकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी पे इम्पैक्ट हुआ. चेंज यही था कि बिहेवियरल पैटर्न लोगों का चेंज हुआ क्योंकि अमेजॉन ने डिलीवरी को चेंज किया इन टर्म्स ऑफ जो आप ग्रोसरी कैसे खरीदते हैं, कपड़े कैसे खरीदते हैं. बट टुडेज सिचुएशन, जब लोगों ने ये केवल 10 दिन 20 दिन नहीं, ऑलमोस्ट 70-80 दिन एक्सपीरियंस कर लिया है कि वर्क फ्रॉम होम कैसा होगा और हो सकता है. कंपनीज अपने ऑलरेडी बैलेंस शीट्स देख रही हैं कि यार रेंट में पैसा बचा है तो कितना बचा है. जब ये सारी चीजें हो रही हैं तो फ्यूचर क्या होगा विथ रिगार्ड्स टू लोग अगर जो 1 BHK आज लेना चाहते थे, उन्होंने ऑलरेडी फील किया कि घर छोटा पड़ा है, 70 दिन 80 दिन 3 या 4 लोगों को घर में रखने के लिए, तो उनकी आशाएं बढ़ गई हैं. वो अब 2 BHK के लिए कदम बढ़ाना चाहते हैं. 2 BHK वाला शायद बोलेगा कि 3 BHK की तरफ कदम बढ़ाना चाहे, पर बजट वही है. तो वो लोग का शायद रीजन कैचमेंट एरिया पे शायद चेंज होगा कि कांदीवली से वो बोरीवली जाते हैं, बोरीवली से वो मीरा रोड की तरफ जाते हैं. तो ऐसे पहल हो सकते हैं क्या? तो ये जो साइकोलॉजी होने वाली है कस्टमर की, उस पर आप लोग का क्या राय है with regards to the movement towards the next catchment area or the suburbs is the biggest question that everyone has कि ऐसा साइकोलॉजी देखने को मिलेगा क्या, या अभी जो हमने इंटरेक्शन किए हैं उसमें एग्जैक्टली ट्रेंड्स क्या है. एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड, अभिषेक, आई वुड वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू once all the panelists are giving their insights कि with regards to current data trend that you saw in the past और अभी जो आपको दिख रहा है कुछ movement, तो आपके उसके ऊपर what are the figures reflecting. So again we'll start with Parth, if you could just start putting your take on the same. Parth, you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So my belief is that there are two things happening. One, we have to first understand at macro level, at country level, there is a lot of uncertainty, ifs and buts. I would just like to throw a statistics before I get into your question. Is today we have in MMR 3,80,000 crore total loans that have been funded by institutions, that is NBFCs and banks, out of which almost 3 lakh crores are home loans. And 80,000 crores are loans given to developers, whether through a bank, NBFC, HFC, etc. Now, you understand the magnitude of money that is already in the system. And we are in a position where currently the morat is till September, and then we don't know whether it'll improve ahead or not. So in this scenario, first, why I'm talking about this, then this will answer your question, is at a macro level, we talk of ease of doing business theoretically or in terms of our representations. But now, we were already in a COVID area even before COVID. Our real estate industry was definitely last 2-3 years in a COVID area. Now, at least government is listening to us in whatever format. Right. Let it be, I don't want to get into the political bit of it, how much the center is listening or state. But the progressive ministers which are there at the state level are listening to our representations. They understand the issues that are there. Because see, today we are in a ripple effect. Why will I as a developer get out from my house comfort to go and make a building where I know that none of the external environments are supporting me? So right. Today, with bank having such an exposure, similarly, the customers who've taken home loan are going through risks of their salaries, business losses, or maintaining the cash flows, etc. In this scenario, the first important is the government has to handhold the industry. We are such a big contributor to the GDP. We have such a big employment contribution. So government has to first handhold the industry. Now, the moment this is done, that's the time when parity will come. Because today, everybody is going to operate in a fear psychosis. Sentiments, emotion, and mood are the only thing that derive a city like Bombay. Macros are always in position. हम लोग इतने लोगों की आबादी है, 3 साइड पानी है, अच्छा बिल्डिंग बनता है तो कोई भी बिल्डिंग में 2 फ्लैट से ज्यादा में लाइट बंद नहीं होती है. हर बिल्डिंग में सब कुछ बिकता है. If a 7 on 10 product is also sold, 9 on 10 is also sold, and 5 on 10 is also sold. At a price, ticket size, and payment plan, everything sells. Now, with government intervening, I think the polarization, people moving to extreme suburb will also reduce. Why? Because where a government is a partner to almost 50% of our premiums and our revenue, if they are taking a little hit of 10-20%, which now government is listening to us with regard to reducing premiums, input costs, LUCs, all the other charges, deferring payments for the developer, and hand-holding the community, we are here to provide that benefit to the customer. The moment we give that benefit to the customer in our price or payment plan or whatever, the polarization won't happen much. Because today, if I'm staying last 35 years in Khar, my family stayed last 5 decades in Khar, Santa Cruz. For me, moving to a different suburb or a farthermost suburb is not possible. My community space is here. Similarly, you can only be one suburb plus or minus. People have not been at that level where they want to lose a 2-bedroom in one suburb and go and buy a 4-bedroom. उनका आज भी सोच है कि जहाँ मेरा social circle है, जहाँ मेरा office नजदीक है या whatever infra is there, I'll stay in a smaller house, but I will stay in that locality or suburb. So I feel once government is hand-holding or giving little rational approach to our industry, which they will listen. I'm very positive about it, even with this government. I feel everything is going to be factored in price. Nobody is a fool. The customer who buys a 70 lakh flat or a 2 crore flat, he knows what he's buying. A broker who's selling a flat, he knows what he's selling. Everything is factored in price. If little also insecure, we will be there, our stock will not sell. So we have to be adaptable and agile to the market condition. Right. So I am not a very firm believer that a lot of polarization will happen. However, there is a lot of good chances where large gated communities such as in Thane you see, in Gorbandar Road, you see upwards of other areas of Thane. There, a lot of affordability has suddenly come up. Why? Because grade A level developers are also giving large canvas layouts. So a person will then start thinking, why will I buy in a Bulund or a Bhanduk for a two bedroom for 1.5 crore, where I can buy a 3-bedroom for 80 lakhs, just 4 kilometers away. So such things are going to happen. But end of the day, I feel every market, every suburb, every locality, and every micro market is going to have its own demand, supply, and price. And with the kind of population we are in, if we are able to address the 5 Ps, that is product, price, performance at site, your permissions, and right packaging. The 5 P's I call. I think stock and inventory will go, whether a developer works at 10% margin, 15% margin, or sometimes to survive, even sell at break even. I think inventory is here to go. Over to you, Govind.
Lovely part. I believe I agree with you personally as well. But one thing that I would take to Mr. Ajay would be जैसा पार्थ ने एग्जांपल दिया कि हमारे बॉम्बे में एक तख्ता है एमएमआर में जो ऑलरेडी काफी टाइम से यहाँ पे है, पर एक बहुत बड़ा तख्ता ऐसा है जो अभी रेंट पे रह रहा है, एक एस्पिरेशन है अपना घर लेने की, उनको अपने कैपिटल एरिया से उतना प्यार शायद अभी नहीं हुआ है, तो उन लोगों की साइकोलॉजीज क्या बदलेगी, और अगर वो बदलती है तो आप जैसे ऑलरेडी नाहर ग्रुप इज देयर इन महालक्ष्मी और चांदीवली, आपने बोरीवली में एक प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बताया, बट आपके नए प्रोजेक्ट एक्विजिशन में क्या आप दिमाग में रखेंगे कि शायद और प्रोजेक्ट एक्विजिशन या लैंड पार्सल एक्विजिशन सबर्ब्स में और एक्टिव हो जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये ट्रेंड शायद रह सकता है लंबे दौरे के लिए, तो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दैट पार्ट?
I think, see, the mainly the developer's responsibility is to develop, okay, and we need to make buildings that are affordable for people, because अगर लोगों को afford ही नहीं होगा तो हमारा sale रहेगा ही नहीं, कोई भी area में will not be able to sell. What we need to do ourselves is an exercise which requires a lot of which we should have actually done in the last 3 months or maybe in the last 2.5 years, and which many must have done, to keep our costing of our project low as possible in everything, in finishing, in products and services, in maybe purchasing of lifts, or maybe putting Italian marble wherever we are supposed to come. We need to come down by 1 degree without compromising too much. Like, for example, I'm going into the details, but because I'm an architect, that's why I have thought about it. The Borivali project which I did, in the lift lobby I put Italian marble, but in the Mahalakshmi project which I did, I put 4 feet by 12 feet designer tiles, which was coming to me 1/3 the cost. And I have got a better look in Mahalakshmi than I have got in Borivali lobbies. And it will be appreciated much more than what will be appreciated in Borivali, because I know there the people will, when they redo up their house, they might start, breaking some things of the lobby and trying to put their own shoe cabinet and everything outside. But my main point is we have to work on costing, provide the right thing at the right location, even with amenities, as my fellow developers correctly pointed out. Swimming pool का जरूरत है, कितना बड़ा चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, jogging track का जरूरत है, what you need and what is important and what is right for the project. Please do your assessment and then put it. Don't just make it like a list of amenities just to attract the buyer, because buyers have become very smart. They exactly know what thing is what thing will really help them now in the near future. So just because if I try to put something new amenity, like for my project, I planned a cigar lounge, okay, and it required that I needed a cigar lounge to get my buyers. Now I have put it in the RERA and in my marketing brochure that I will put a cigar lounge out there, okay, but the market is down. I need not keep it into a cigar lounge now. I will make it into a cigar den, for example. I will make a unit or a queue, or like a freestanding unit, and make it a part of my juice bar or something where there is a display of cigar. What my point is just because we've also put some things in RERA that we are going to give it, that doesn't mean exactly you have to do it in that luxury or spend so much, because at the end of it, even if we put all that together and then become NPA and not able to give our salaries or give our outgoings to our vendors and payments on time, you anyways as a developer get a bad name. So what we need to do is we need to review all our ongoing project specifications and really understand that what we actually need to give. And I think RERA is quite flexible. You ask for 3 months extension, you get a 6 months extension depending on what stage of your project has reached. And now with the moratorium and time schedule extended already, I think RERA will also be little flexible and they will understand what specifications you are. So having said that, if you try to rework on your costing of your project, if you try to rework on your specifications of your project, you will actually, what we are saying is market will have a correction of 5-10%. Some people say 5% hoga, some people say builder 10% come karega. But okay, let that market decide what that rate is going to be as per that demand. But at the ground root level, what we need to see are costing on a project. We need to go through our BOQs. We need to read our tenders. We need to read our contracts. We need, as developers, we are part of so many institutions now. We are everybody is so active in Naretco and Credai and learning so much. I mean, things become so viral that a small certificate or a small circular, it goes around virally so fast. So we are actually technologically very updated, and we know exactly where our market is heading, and it will help us. And I think now the time where builders were having competition with one another, even if they were in the same area, has gone, because now people are, you know, कि तेरा जो नसीब होगा वो तू लेके जाएगा और मेरा जो नसीब होगा वो मैं लेके जाऊंगा. So everybody is kind enough and everybody is helping and sharing, and this attitude is something even our real estate channel partners should have. Okay, I mean, whatever, like, try to not try to have any disunity amongst yourself, and be open. There is a lot of stock lying, you know. If you work hard and if you work systematically and if you work professionally, there will be sales and there will be brokerage. And also, like, the real estate broker should not try to variate your percentage just because one odd broker has increased his percentage from 2% to 5% or 8% for a particular project. Let's not make benchmarks for that, because ultimately the pinch, why am I saying ultimately the pinch will go to the buyer, because मुझे जो रेट में बेचना है 1 BHK या अफोर्डेबल बनाना है, अल्टीमेटली आई विल सी मेरे बैंक में कितना पैसा आया minus brokerage. The way the customer sees all inclusive, same way the builder will see all inclusive, brokerage minus करके कितना गया है. So in all fair play, we all have to work on our quality and our pricing very well, so that we don't get the hit in the long run.
Absolutely, Mr. Ajay, I agree with you. Going forward, broker community जो हमारी है, channel partners की, और जो developer community है, बहुत साथ में मिलके काफी decisions लेने पड़ेंगे और काफी साथ में मिलके काम करना पड़ेगा. And moving towards on the basis of the learning that we have had so far, Mr. Sundar, अगर आप नवी मुंबई और थाने को हम लोगों ने अगर ऑब्जर्व किया है लास्ट 10 सालों के अंदर स्पेसिफिकली, तो वही लोग रहे और काफी बड़ा ऑडियंस सेट वो है जिन्होंने एक पर्टिकुलर बड़े घरों को चूज किया. शायद एक ऑफिस से दूर जाना पड़े, शायद ट्रेवल ज्यादा करना पड़े, पर जो नवी मुंबई और थाने का जो पूरा प्राइसिंग हम लोगों ने देखा है वो इसी सेंटीमेंट की वजह से बड़ा है, जिसमें लोगों ने चूज किया.
Sorry, you're cracking, Govind bhai. Hello. Govind bhai, you're cracking.
डिमांड ज्यादा है.
Govind, we could not hear you. Can you please repeat?
Did you guys miss any part?
We could not hear
your
part.
question.
Okay, so Sundar, I'll repeat again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So नवी मुंबई ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन कि जो वो दफ्तर था जो लोगों को बड़े घर चाहिए थे वो वहां पर शिफ्ट हो गए थे और हो रहे हैं और घर वहां पे लिए जाते हैं. थाने में भी ये प्राइसिंग देखी गई कि अगर जो जैसा पार्थ ने भी कहा कि मुलुंड से लोग थाने शिफ्ट ज्यादा को पसंद करते हैं क्योंकि वहां पे बड़े घर मिल जाते हैं उसी बजट में. तो ये कोविड से पहले का ट्रेंड था. कोविड के बाद इस ट्रेंड पे क्या इम्पैक्ट आएगा? डू यू थिंक कि यू आर गोना गेट बेनिफिट, और ऑलरेडी आपको कोई ऐसे ट्रेंड्स दिख रहे हैं जो आप यहाँ पे हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स को बताना चाहेंगे?
See, COVID के बाद what has happened? We human being are very resilient kind of. Can you hear me, Govind bhai?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
So see, we human being are very resilient kind of people. We bounce back. What has happened? What I was talking in my last conversation about work from home culture. There are many industry. Some can adopt work from home culture and some cannot. Now, if I talk about work from home culture, let's take example of few industry over here. Let's take about learning industry. So virtual learning is showing a lot of progress and it's doing good. There is so much scope. But again, it has got its restriction. For example, 18 years के below नहीं हो रहा है virtual learning. Kids are not being disciplined. It is just parents are not able to handle the kids staying at home or work from home नहीं हो पा रहा है teachers के लिए. Second example, if I take of IT industry is doing amazing because their hierarchy is such, their software-based work is such that their managers they are being supervised, and they have been seen what work they are doing. Efficiency is almost same. Let's take example of a real estate sector. Now, for an example, a telecaller ऑफिस में बैठ के 110 कॉल करता था, और मिनट्स में बात करें तो समझो 4 घंटे के मिनट होते थे, वही घर पे बैठ के 40 कॉल करता है. Our culture is such, and also our staff, their houses are not that big enough. We cannot expect much from them. Of course, COVID situation, there was no domestic help, etc. There's various reasons. But according to me, people will forget about it. Work from home, slowly and gradually, the efficiency will come down. And because of few industry, people won't think of buying home outskirts and bigger house and have a study and all just because they want to do work from home. Because eventually, as Parth bhai said कि यार ये मेरी कम्युनिटी है, मुझे यहीं रहना है, मैं 10 साल से यहीं रह रहा हूँ, मेरे दादाजी यहीं थे, तो मुझे नहीं यहाँ से हटना है. I like it here, I am comfortable. So people are not going to do that. And I have been dealing with few clients last 15 days in lockdown. Now my project is in the city, and then their project on Godbandar, and then their project in Upper Thana, what they say these days. So we are still getting customer. What they say is कि sir, थोड़ा budget आप कर लीजिए, कोविड सिचुएशन है, कुछ तो फायदा करिए. तो आप ले लीजिए ना थोड़ा आगे जाके घोड़बंदर. People they're not able to adopt work from home culture as yet. And I think IT sector and TCS and all have announced, but it is just a short span of time, and people won't be able to adopt as much, and the efficiency also won't be much. So to me, it's not like the buying culture is going to change at all. And it's just यार क्या हो गया अभी कोविड थी सिचुएशन समझो, मैं 2 महीने से रोज देखता था कि कितने ये हो गए केसेस हो गए, कितने लोग रिकवर हो गए. फिर साइक्लोन आ गया, 3 दिन हो गए मैंने कोविड की ऐप नहीं खोली है. तो as Ajay bhai also said, we human being we tend to forget, our memory is very short. हम हर चीज न्यू आती है तो हम पुरानी चीजें भूल जाते हैं. So I think people's culture won't change, and they would want to stick to the what there is.
Absolutely. So far, Neerav, जो अभी तक का हमारा जो mandate है, all the panelists are moving towards कि एक temporary phenomena है, and उसके real time implications नहीं होने चाहिए. With regards to your catchment area, what do you believe has been the trend in the last 70 days जो आपने observe किए? और आपने already कहा कि 3 BHK आप already you have sold good amount of 3 BHKs. आप उस catchment area में हो जहाँ पे लोग बड़े घर actually पसंद करते ही हैं. बट आने वाले दिनों में डू यू रियली थिंक दैट और एक बड़ा डिमांड इस तरफ आने वाला है, एंड उसके हिसाब से क्या सप्लाई के साइड में वी आर रेडी इन टर्म्स ऑफ रेडी पोजीशन इन्वेंटरी और अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन जो 1-2 साल के अंदर डिलीवरी होने वाली है? व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन कैचमेंट एरिया?
Govind, I believe that work from home has been new. It is not yet tested by any of us. We do not know the results. As my colleague said, we need to wait at least 2 quarters to understand the result of work from home. Secondly, work from home for every industry would not be possible. IT industry can definitely have a go on work from home, but there are n number of industries which needs human interference, cross communication. Many things are required. So abhi now considering Govind, you are into IT as well as marketing for real estate. Your main support is IT. I believe you would not be getting the desired results in the COVID thing. So you would, yes, you should take care before starting the office, but you will have to operate offices. You cannot work from home. That is my take on this. Secondly, I feel there is a new demand might come for satellite office.
Right.
Saying that the head office is in BKC. There is a rent of, they are paying a rent of 300, 400 odd rupees. So they might reduce the space. They might come up with a satellite office in Thane or in Vasai, Virar, Bhayandar, anywhere where most of the workforce come from, that can lead to a reduction in fixed expense, as well as the staff who is traveling, less time is wasted in travel, and more productive or family time could be given. So I think post COVID there might be some satellite offices coming up, but again that also needs to be seen, planned before we get any results. So we have to wait for 2-3 quarters. But work from home definitely will not thrive in a country like India. So my take is that you should definitely reduce your fixed cost, but office spaces बंद करके बड़ा कर लेना या विरार पालघर साइड शिफ्ट होना या कल्याण शिफ्ट होना is definitely not possible. I need to stay in my own society, my own circle, and definitely India के लिए वो चीज थोड़ी difficult है.
Lovely. So Abhishek, based on अभी जो हमारे 4 developers friends who are here, उन लोगों ने almost ये trends बताए हैं कि work from home is a temporary phenomena. It will have a certain impact in terms of product planning, but suburban का जो movement है वो more जो चल रहा है वैसा ही रहेगा. I believe आपके पास Abhishek there are few slides that you have which you wanted to share as well with regards to the trends कुछ जो current catchment areas के लिए हैं. उसके साथ साथ I would want your take. Based on any movement जो आपने last अभी property registration चालू हो गए हैं, is there any kind of insight जो आपको मिला है या कुछ ऐसा कुछ नया है जो हम लोग को जिससे कुछ सीखने को मिले? If you could share, Abhishek.
I'm going to share this or give my response to this question on 3 points. One is the work from home. Second is what Parth and Sundar said, that what percentage of people tend to stay. So the Goregaoners, people of Goregaon only want to stay in Goregaon. That's the second part. And then lastly, I will share my slides to show you, but I only have them for Chembur and Sion, unfortunately, not for Goregaon and western suburbs. So the first thing is the guru of work from home, which is United States of America. Nobody can work from home better than them. And they've been doing it for the last 20 years. If you go back and read any statistics, the United States number is about 21%. That is it. And they've been doing it for 20 years. India's number is less than 1%. Okay. So the only industry which can adopt work from home are tech companies. The rest simply cannot. You think Maruti can do work from home? You think developers can work from home? It's not going to happen. You think channel partners can work from home? It is not happening, period. Okay, TCS gives a headline news. Times of India loves it. 25% people, no, 75% people work from home in the next 5 years. Boss, it's not happening. You can take my word for it. But my sense is co-working will happen. Co-working was a bad word when WeWork went down, but co-working will be back in action. Second, my sincere request to all my developer friends, please look at mixed-use projects. There is no office in Santa Cruz. I've been living in Santa Cruz for last since I'm born, right? And I would love to work in Santa Cruz, but there are no offices in Santa Cruz. So if you can please make mixed-use projects, I will मेरे तरफ से special award to all the developers, right? So that's my take on working from home. You know, there's a bai coming for kapda dhone ke liye, there is a phool wala coming, there's a sasuma ringing the bell for ganti for doing puja. It's not happening in India. Okay, whatever my wonderful friend Ramesh Nair might say. But anyway, coming to where are the buyers coming from? Now let's go to, I sort of agree and disagree with Sundar and Parth, but let's look at the statistics that we have. About 35 to 40% people live in the same micro market. Okay, so I am in Santa Cruz. I want to live in Santa Cruz because my son goes to Poddar school. Okay, so the next 20 years, if he's in school, I'm going to stay in Santa Cruz. The next 25% live from the neighboring. So basically what that means is Santa Cruz to Khad Bandra, do micro idhar, and Villepale Ju, do micro idhar. Okay? And the remaining 35 to 40% come from anywhere. So I'll give you an example, case in point. I took some statistics of Malad. Significant people came from Malad East and West. Then the next one was Charko, Kandivali, Goregaon. And uske baad you had Andheri, Chakala, and then straight away Mira Road. Okay, now if you take an example of Thane, significantly they came from Wagle and Majhiwada and Yor Hills, and then you had some people from Mulund, Bhandop and Dombivali. Okay, so please do not think that people only go northwards, ki South Bombay bechega or Kandivali mein kharidega. Boss, that's all history, bakwas. People are also buying from Mira Road back to Goregaon. right? So there is a cross movement, plus with metro getting up and running, Bombay will be a flatter market. I can see all these boys are all second generation developers. I want them to go back to their fathers and ask them, Kandivali 20 years back was probably 500 rupiah and Andheri was 3000. Today, Kandivali went from 500 rupees bloody to 10,000 rupees and Andheri is only 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees. Right? I'm just giving you a perspective. That's what I'm not specific the numbers. But now let me share my screen and tell you where Chembur and Sion bias came from, and you might be amazed. Give me a minute.
Sure.
There you go. So you can see Chembur and Sion bias are in Chembur only, or Tilak Nagar, or then Sion Chunapatti, and then you can come with the Govandis and the Ghatkopars and the Kurlas and the Vashis and the Parels. You can see this. Can you see this long New Zealand tail, which nobody cares about? But look at the top five. The top five are all Chembur, Sion.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, and somebody, Varun requested me to show the same slides for Chembur and for a particular micro market. I remember I showed you only Mumbai level numbers. They said, can you give us micro market numbers? So if Nirav wants to know what's happening in Malad, he can very much look at this platform and see. Or if Parth wants to know what's happening in, of course, Parth's market is very small, where he lives, which is Khar and Santa Cruz. It's a very thin market, but at least you'll get to know what kind of people live here. There you go. So compared to what you saw for Bombay and for the entire city of Mumbai, now you can see that Chembur and Sion is more purple. So you should not make apartments which are more than 5 crores over here. Forget 5, even 3. Stick to the 1 to 2.5 crore bracket. Yeah, I mean, the same charts, as you can see, Chembur and Sion, the 2 bedrooms are even more dominant. It's nearly 45% compared to Bombay, where we are about 40%. That's all I wanted to share.
Thanks a lot, Abhishek. I believe everyone, हम लोग ने जो अभी जो insights देखे उससे काफी कुछ clear है in terms of जो trends हैं वो दोनों तरफ हैं. लोग उसी catchment area से भी आ रहे हैं और north and south both side movements are also happening. So thanks Abhishek for sharing this insight. It opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of आने वाले दिन के अंदर जो brokers हैं जो अपना portfolio किस तरह से उनको maintain करना चाहिए. How collaboration is going to play an important role. अगर चेंबूर में कांदीवली और गोरेगांव से भी बुकिंग हो रही है, यानी कि you need to have that kind of friendships, that kind of understanding with people in a more robust manner कि real time में आपको lead की information मिले, आपकी sharing के हिसाब से जो आपके solutions होने चाहिए in terms of revenue sharing आपके पास already होने चाहिए. So those collaborations are going to play a very important role. Now I will just put the last question based on what Nirav said. नीरव ने एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट और इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट बोला which would also be something short period में अगर हम cover कर सकें, and then we will move towards questions from our participants. So Nirav mentioned about satellite offices, the decentralization of offices. So yes, as Abhishek mentioned कि TCS ने बोल दिया कि 25% ही ऑफिस से होगा, 75% वर्क फ्रॉम होम होगा, शायद exaggeration है, पर in terms of planning and with the help of technology use, ये जो बीच का रास्ता है जहां पे हम लोग ने अभी जो लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट्स देखे जहां पे WHO ने भी यही कहा है कि सोशल डिस्टेंस
Varun, can you check with Govind, please?
Just give me a minute.
Thank you.
So while Govind is out, I'll probably just pitch in. I really feel developers will need their channel partners more than ever before, because even if they want to give discounts, they should not, I hope not, give discount directly and publish it anywhere. They should tell their channel partners, and if it's genuine buyer, I'm sure the developers will oblige, but it would be a very, very poor strategy to go on board and start publishing everywhere. Yes, flexible payments are in for 100%. I think you're gonna find a lot of new friends and channel partners. And of course, Govind can also be a massive channel partner for you because of social marketing that he can do for you. And if you ever feel the need for data, we are there.
Abhishek, I would like to add, till Govind is back, one thing which I've really understood is now selling has to be driven with content. Gas is not going to work. Knowledge, content, and resource. Where a team like yours, a CRM matrix team, or anyone who's able to give statistics, that is going to be very important, because now if I have to sell as a channel partner a stock, I should be knowing what is the new supply available in the market, what is the ongoing secondary market stock available, what is the new supply going to come in next 18 to 24 months. I should be knowing to tell my customer. Then you can, if there is no urgency, the customer will not cut a check and give you today if there is no urgency. Second, do study on the launches and the booked apartments. For example, when how many launches are done and what is the success rate in that micro market. कोई broker उस पे study करेगा तो उसमें he will get a better insight of what exactly the performance has been of the micro market. Last time in my webinar, I mentioned registration data. That is something which plays a major part for us to understand how the penetration happens. So if each broker knows which are the top 10 best selling sites in the area, they will also know that why they are best selling for a reason. So brokers can educate a lot of other developers कि आप ये सारी चीजें ट्राई करो, लोगों को ये प्रेफर्ड है. So आज देखो हम डेवलपर भी कुछ सीख के नहीं आते सब कुछ, जितना हम लोग रोज सीखते हैं, सुनते हैं, डिस्कस करते हैं, we learn. So all these things are very, very important part. And I believe today, last time also I mentioned, every channel partner in that area in the micro market should have a resource or a yellow pages. Now, how a data analysis company like yours can come in play, that I don't know. But if we can constitute a mixture where if I am a buyer और मेरे को मेरा ब्रोकर एग्जैक्ट बता सकता है कितने कौन से प्रोजेक्ट की इन्वेंट्री है, कौन से स्टेटस पे कौन से प्रोजेक्ट है और क्या टिकट साइज और रेंज है, और उसमें से मैं 3 प्रोजेक्ट सिलेक्ट करता हूं. सो द बाइंग डिसीजन राइट फ्रॉम बोलते हैं ना, सत्संग और कवाली करने से ज्यादा इफेक्टिव हो जाएगा कि वो तुम्हारी 2 मीटिंग या 3 मीटिंग में धंधा होएगा पूरा. सो द time invested return will be much high for all the brokers.
So Parth, the broker really can help you only answer this question on what is asking 10 other brokers. We can get you this data from the horse's mouth, which is the actual register. So let me keep it simple. If anybody on this panel or the participants bought a house or leased a house in Mumbai city in the last 5 years, I know where they live. Okay, so Parth, if you own 3 houses in Khar, I know what they are.
So good, Abhishek. I've got over 2,000 flats to be launched this year. I want you on my board very soon.
So
I'll make lesser mistakes.
So let's meet at Shah Rukh Khan's Starbucks. You live in Khar, I live in Santa Cruz. Very soon.
Abhishek, you sound very scary. It's like, you are spying on all of us. Who's buying, getting where.
I'm serious. What we don't do is, and this is what our channel partners don't like about us, is we don't share the name of the buyer and seller. And we don't have their phone numbers. We don't want to go the Facebook route and we start giving privacy, privacy clause. So accept the name of the buyer and seller, and most of my developer friends, you can see those names flashing behind me since the last 1 hour. Most of my developer friends or clients, they're happy to just know where my buyers are. I don't care whether it's a Karan or an Abhishek or a Parth or a Nirav.
Sure.
Abhishek, I would like to add something. Of course, this is not pertaining to the same question that Govind had said, but it's more relevant because our industry has not got a recognition which it's supposed to get. We are all thinking and we are all requesting governments for many things, but we have not asked them for this kind of a recognition. The project that the rates that we are selling at, we are only worshipping ticket sizes and 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3 BHK. 1200, 1400, 1600, and then we are all limited to that. I don't think we need to limit ourselves. We need to have our learnings from the aviation sector. We need to have from the travel and tourism sector. We need to have it from our restaurants. Everything that you buy is charged for. You travel by a flight, you pay for your ticket, you get your seat, you pay for your food. You for all the additional add-ons, even like if you're cutting somebody's birthday cake, you are charged for the cake. on board. So everything is charged for, but here it is all going as a package, and everybody I think now has to drift and realize that if a builder is adding value to his project by giving any of the amenity, and it's all inclusive in the cost, I don't think we can survive as an industry if we are going to all include, have everything all inclusive. For example, if we were making buildings, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 BHK, doesn't matter, but if you're making floor heights of 9 feet and 9.5 feet, there is no difference remaining if somebody is trying to build 10 feet or 10.5 or even up to 12 feet, which is allowed, because volumetric dimensions are also important. But till date in our industry, I think hardly 5% people, only when they physically see, they understand the volume, that if a builder is providing 12 feet height flats, there is actually a 5 to 7% construction cost that goes into that, but there is hardly any value that comes out of it depending on the area, which I think it has to have some kind of a rating system for developers or the amenities. There should be some rating systems, and I think organizations and companies like yours have to even drive towards that now, because otherwise the quality of the construction, the quality of the buildings that will come up in Mumbai will be just like what you see without elevation, and when fungible came and they were plain simple chajjas, and you're not going to get a elevation like what you used to get in those days. So same thing, the buildings will also turn up, because if I have to save a cost, and by decreasing the height by 6 inches and just trying to fit into the ticket size which you're asking, I don't think that will be fair, and in the long run the builder will suffer, because ultimately when his flat doesn't get sold, depending on whichever micro market he's catering to, he would blame it again on the market and the location, or what, he will try to blame himself. But I think it will be unfair if there is no proper rating system for amenities, and whether it is right from luxury to 1 BHK. Also, on the point about people trying to explore different areas, South Mumbai is always considered as South Mumbai. Whether it is from Cuff Parade to Worli, it is all just categorized as South Mumbai. We need to understand that people have in South Mumbai also staying into many buildings. I stay in Valkeshwar. In Valkeshwar also there are like 100 different types of buildings. There are maybe 70% buildings which have zero amenities, but the rates are prevailing out here. Of course, going by the point which you pointed out, that it's about the community, it's about the people, it's about the school, it's about the temple, it's about what you're used to. But we have to understand that some people actually want to drift out from a 1 lakh rupees a square feet house in Cuff Parade and come into another area where a new project is, like how Excalibur is, or how World One is, or how Shapurji Palanji is. I think people have to be open to it now, and it has to be betterly projected. I mean, all the portals are not giving enough information together at one information channel should be there for people. Actually, people should have a home channel where they can see it, like how you watch the Sensex, that kind of a thing. So it becomes very unfair, and the quality overall will go down when people will not start developing good looking buildings. We actually need Mumbai skyline with a good looking set of buildings. Ultimately, we cannot just keep on reducing rates, reducing flat prices, and try to make a quality go down. And it's a big challenge for us as developers to maintain that, because the buyer wants everything. They want the view also, they want the location also good, so everything has to come in as a cost. The industry has to work on some parameters where there are cookie points if you are making a certain thing in a certain manner. Otherwise, it's going to last till another pandemic or another recession, and then again new discussions, new topics will be discussed, and again we will review what to do then. So I think overall we need to look into this.
Ajay, if that was a question for me, then my first comment is that Valkeshwar will always have the highest pricing because you've got 3-side ocean view. We at Santa Cruz care for 1-side ocean view from the balcony. You have 3-side ocean view if you are at A1 apartments or close to the Raj Bhavan. So God bless you for that. That's an amazing location. But
No,
the
but
question, the second part of your question,
Abhishek, the leeward side of Valkeshwar gets my building view. They doesn't even get the sea view. So even in Valkeshwar, there is windward and leeward side, but the difference of the rate is not much. It's called as rate of Valkeshwar.
But looks like Govind is not yet joined us. So Karan, would you be taking the Q&A? Unless somebody else has anything to add.
Karan, you take the Q&A. Do you have the questions?
I'm just sending the questions which are been asked by the audience to Karan. He'll take ahead the Q&A.
Okay, Varun.
I'll just send in a couple of minutes.
So I think channel partners will play a very big role in educating the customer and enlightening them about what value a developer adds in his buildings. And it's just not same everywhere. That differentiation has to be educated to the customer. I think we have going back.
Hi, Kunal. I'm sorry, I guess I had some issue and it more than proved that what are the difficulties in work from home are actually happening to the world. And as our developer friends were saying that work from home is not going to be a reality. So see, these are the issues. I unfortunately dropped out of the bandwidth. So really apologies, guys. And I missed the last 10 minutes. So if I can just resume, jahan se maine khatam kiya tha, jahan se I got disconnected. So Sundar is where I was asking to the question and to everyone that जो हमारे satellite offices का जो phenomena है, उसके वजह से जो mixed use developments है, उसमें कोई changes हमें दिखते हैं क्या in terms of traction, in terms of demand, in terms of जो planning है कि commercial spaces inside the integrated township and developments, co-living के साथ ये बहुत questions पूछा जा रहा है, co-working के हिसाब से question बहुत मायने रखता है कि as a amenity, co-working inside the mixed development product can be a possibility or not, because bigger companies जो decentralize कर सकती हैं अपने operations को, वो work from home और co-working को शायद the walk to work culture, if not work from home. So walk to work culture and co-working, can they be work together? कि instead of them opening the offices, they will choose co-working offices के अंदर satellite offices वो लोग operate करें. तो ऐसे developments हमारे यहाँ possibility है क्या? Will that change the commercial landscape, और वो जो residential landscape में भी वो changes आ सकते हैं उसके वजह से in terms of the absorption or attraction of the consumer in terms of their psyche? What is the trend that you expect?
See, it's a coincidence that I've just finished a commercial project which I have made high street office and co-living. So what had happened is I thought commercial बहुत माल बाकी है, let's try something new. This is pre-COVID era, and it was just an experiment on Palm Beach Road in Navi Mumbai, which is quite popular, which we did. So we made a lot of different kind of thing. We did. We made a hospital. We made high street. We made banquets. We made restaurant. We made offices. Then we made co-living. And trust me, it worked wonderfully because the market is saturated. It's not like I'm going to get a lot of inquiry of offices, or it's not like I'm going to get a lot of inquiry of restaurants. So because it was a mixed use, now post-COVID, probably it will take a quarter or 2 quarters for me to get a lease, somebody to lease my restaurant. But because I have so many things available on my platter, so I don't have to be dependent on one particular product. And from customer point of view, any customer who comes and I explain my product, it used to take me 45 minutes to explain the whole amenities, what we are doing, what we are not doing. So customer used to be happy. It used to have a wow factor. So then it motivated us to my next project, which we are launching in Chembur. What we did is we are so motivated to sign with a theater multiplex, and then to sign with a hyper kind of a market or something, and a lot of things in it. And also a building for office and a building for co-working, and then 5 towers for residential. So this particular small experiment showed us a lot of success, and I was quite happy with it. So I think pre-COVID, I took this experience. There was a lot on stake, and we came out very happily. So I would suggest that post-COVID also everybody should try that, and the customers are really happy because they have everything under one complex, under one compound, so which is good. And in Navi Mumbai, I don't want to take a name, but it's a really good developer, a big developer. So they have made IT, they have made MSME. Now they are, I think they opened their residential also. I actually visited day before yesterday, so that's how I remember. So I think that's a 40 acres or 30 acres of a compound, and it's like a mixed use. They have everything in the compound. So I think they've got a very nice response for residential, because people who are going to own a gala over there in MSME, or people who have bought IT office भाड़ा खाने के लिए या खुद के ऑफिस के लिए, whatsoever, they are also buying a house over there. Trust me, the location is not that great, but still they have got amazing response. So I think mixed use is a good thing to do, and it is the future.
I cannot agree more. I've been saying this since my JLL days for 15 years. Bombay needs mixed use than any other city in the country. We have no space.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Parth, what's your take on the same?
See, I believe on two parts. A barometer of mixed use is something with regards to your fund closure. As a developer, passion and aspiration is one part, but realistic capability of able to execute is the second part. Now, with regards to this, everything said and done, theoretically, it looks perfectly fine that this is what we should have, this is what we should not have. But end of the day, we all are scapegoat of a systemic error. We are not a developer in New York or London, where before I break the ground, even if my 1 square feet is not sold, I have a closure for the complete project.
Right.
Where I know that even if my 1 square feet is not sold, I can finish the building and then sell. So we don't have that liberty and luxury. We play with a limited cash flow. Our banks push us to the core to ensure that we are able to repay them as fast as possible by virtue of sales. So unless you have a legacy land where your land cost is negligible vis-a-vis the development cost, or you are into a model where you have enough working capital closure to convert into this thing. For example, we have a project in Oshiwara, that's a 2.5 million square feet project, where we are doing only 0.5 million square feet of residential, that's 500 apartments. 20 lakh square feet, we are doing a retail, commercial and a hotel. But this we cannot do with the NBFC money. We need to have an equity tie-up where I know that I'm going to share the profits with that person and then deliver the project. If I have to borrow 13 and 14 and 15% IRR money and then construct, I will not be able to survive and see the occupation certificate of that building. That much I can tell you. Now, with this, how many people are going to be able to come in India is only and only going to be possible if we have equity players, large pockets, and funds which are going to bank the development in India. Now, that is going to happen when your macros are in place and your ease of doing business is actually going to be a reality. One. Second part, now let's come into a place where answering your question is, yes, mixed use is very, very important. However, what has happened with the COVID scenario and all, people who have put it earlier, rental part was a bliss, was an asset, was a recurring income. Annuity used to be the mantra that other developers were not doing. Last 4 to 5 months or 6 months, at least post-COVID, annuity has become a curse. Today, to try and make such assets, developers are not able to meet obligations with their banks, with their tenants. Tenants are not paying because they are not able to further generate business. There is a serious mismatch of cash flow between your loans taken and your LRD repayments. So unless the financial gambit is in place and unless the actual ease of doing business is going to prevail, we are not in a city like London. You sit at home also 6 months, you're going to get salary and forget moratorium. Interest holiday, EMI holiday, जब देश जागेगा तब हम जागेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है. हमारा देश सोता है तब भी हमारा मीटर चालू है. So सबसे पहले फाइनेंशियल क्लोजर होएगा तो ये सारी थियोरेटिकल चीज मजे आएगी. तब तक we all are going to make only 2 things: hungry India, poor India flats. 70 lakh से 1.25 crore. उससे आगे कुछ बनने ही नहीं वाला क्योंकि यही बिकता है. And people are only going to make this and sell this to survive the next 2 years. I'm not a visionary to maybe say how things are going to be after 2 years, but today's mantra is going to be low debt, quick turnaround, earn less, and be able to churn your portfolio, larger turnover. That's the game. Over to you, Govind.
Lovely part. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And now we have some time restrictions, so we will take few audience questions. Right now, I believe we can accommodate 3. So, Neerav, आपसे पहला question we will put जो attendees की तरफ से आया है. Home buyers are likely to leverage impact of COVID on real estate. What's your say on this and how to tackle this? I believe we sare developers, everyone can pitch in in a quick format कि अभी के डेट में सारे कस्टमर्स आके लेवरेज करेंगे इस सिचुएशन का कि सर थोड़ा डिस्काउंट कर दो, यहाँ पे मिल रहा है डिस्काउंट, यहाँ आप क्यों नहीं दे रहे हो? हाउ आर यू एड्रेसिंग एट चैनल पार्टनर्स जो हमारे यहाँ पे हैं, हमारे जो दोस्त हैं, how should they prepare the customers and what is your take on the same? How can they be prepared in much better manner? Neerav.
Customer asked for discounts pre-COVID, COVID and post-COVID also. They will continue asking it. It is their birthright. It is now up to us how much discount we need to offer or nahi dena hai, kaise karna hai. Again, this will depend a lot first on the readiness of the project, at what stage the project is. If it is RTMI, I will not like to give a discount on that. If it is plinth, of course, I am open for discounts. So again, this condition shall play a major role in that. Secondly, it will depend greatly on my leveraged position. If I am having debt, I need to square it off. As a politician rightly said, that you cannot expect discounts from the country, of course. बट कंट्री से ही डिस्काउंट एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन हमको माल भी बेचना पड़ेगा. हम ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि हम डिस्काउंट भी, हम लोग कंट्री से फाइनेंस का एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं और डिस्काउंट भी नहीं देते. दोनों काम नहीं हो सकता है. वी नीड टू हैव अ विन विन सिचुएशन फॉर एवरीवन. वी डू नॉट वांट टू keep the stock with us. We are builders, we are making houses to sell them. So at this juncture, I would say for 1 quarter at least, we'll have to be flexible, but not to a greater extent. To some extent, 5-7-10% discount shayad dena pade, depending on the payment schedule, depending on the stage and my position. I would be very honest. If I am having a debt, I will definitely not like to continue that. I will go in for selling my material and closing my position. If I am a debt-free company, I would like to wait for the quarter or so and see what is happening. So it is an individual call. I would like to say. Any comments from the panelists on this?
Part, if you would want to give a little bit of insight.
So I'll have a twofold approach to this. There are as rightly Neerav mentioned. Now the news, because of the pandemic, the new stock which is going to be ready in the next 3 months to 12 months is also going to be very limited. हम लोग बात करते हैं पाव कब करें, but नया माल भी कम बनेगा because people will have that much limited resources to complete the project. So that again now depends on the garage of the builder कि भाई उसकी capability कितनी है hold करने की. तो मेरे हिसाब से ready stock, if it is sub 3 crore rupees, I'm not talking about 3 crores, under 3 crore rupees, anything is going to be how well the broker positions the product, because that level of supply is also going to be very limited, between 80 lakhs to 2.5 crores. Second part, if it's under construction, I would rather package it in a manner where I would give a price guarantee to my buyer, where if my price goes down, I'm willing to give you a rebate in your payment. To offer a better packaging as a subvention, developer subvention or deferred payment, where he gets his hole in the pocket at a much later stage. तो वो मेरे ब्रोकर को मैं कैसे समझाता हूँ कि मेरे प्रोडक्ट को पोजीशन कर, because end of the day we all are working on very thin margins. Now if we are not going to earn those kind of margins, we are not going to be able to deliver the commitment that we made. Majority developers take a lot of payment at the time of RCC, but when finishing has to be done, we realize very limited payment is to be collected from customer and major outflows that time. So at that time, when we are not able to get a right value for our product, somewhere quality will get impacted, which a lot of ethical developers or people who want to be there in the next 30 years in the race will not do it. Third part, it is again going to be very, very important how a developer is able to attract customers by virtue of showing his performance, because it is now not important what you've done as a group last 20 years, but last 2 years, 3 years, what you've delivered, how well you've executed, what is your quality, and what is your in terms of USP of the project. There, if you can convince him that you will not get a product like this, don't look at 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs plus or minus, whatever the range may be in the micro market, but don't let go that. Similarly, again, now your part of the story comes, Govind, and what you, Abhishek, and you do, intel of the broker. कि सर ये लेवल, ये प्रोडक्ट, ये चीज में खाली इतना ही सप्लाई है, नेक्स्ट 2 साल में और कोई दिखता नहीं है. तो अगर आपको 3 साल तक रुकना है तो आप हवा में तीर मारो. अगर आपको रियलिस्टिक रहना है तो ये चीज आपको मिलेगा और उसमें आप 2-4 लाख रुपए की कंजूसी मत करो. तो प्राइस और वैल्यू वो दो अलग फैक्टर है. नेगोशिएशन प्राइस का होता है, बट वैल्यू नेगोशिएट नहीं करना है किसको. So उसको बैलेंस कैसे कर सकता है? That is a complete veto of the broker and the sales team, how they're able to put facts to customers. Number two, very important part, I'll tell all my brokers, all our sales team of 50 people also at Paradigm, don't sell stock. Be a good consultant. Don't worry about consultant going to your fellow developer, because end of the day, your product, your strength, and your delivery is going to talk. Your execution will talk. If you are giving right advice, today or tomorrow, that guy will come to you. But if you are doing just chipkane wala kaam, just for a mere 2% or 3%, you lose a lot of value and reputation for long term. Hence, कल अगर मेरा भी प्रोडक्ट ठीक नहीं है और किसी और का बेटर है, आप उसको प्रमोट करो, उसको बेचो. मेरा उसका बिकने के बाद मेरा बिकेगा. एग्जाम्पल, वैसा वर्षा मेरा प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है तो उसको राइट तरीके से ठोल कर रहा हूं कि सर, मैं यहाँ बैठा हूं, मैं 20 साल से ब्रोकर हूं, आप इधर का प्रोडक्ट ले लो, 5 लाख रुपए के लिए आप मत देखो, ये प्रोडक्ट में आपकी चीज की वैल्यू हमेशा अच्छी रहने वाली है और आपको ऐसी चीज मिलेगी नहीं इमीडिएटली, नहीं तो आप नेक्स्ट 12 महीना पछताओगे, वही पुराने घर में आप रहोगे. सो इट इज ऑल द मैटर ऑफ पुटिंग फैक्ट्स एज अ फेयर non skewed consultant. I always tell consult, don't sell. Over to you.
Lovely part. I believe this is absolutely important point going forward. जो रोल है चैनल पार्टनर्स का वो जरूर बदल रहा है, और एज पार्थ राइटली सेड कि आपको एक कंसल्टेंट के फॉर्म में सेलिंग करनी होगी. इट शुड बी वेरी जेन्युइन, एंड वो जेन्युइन और जो ऑनेस्टी जो दिखेगी वही रिफ्लेक्ट करेगी सेल्स नंबर्स पे भी, एक लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप पे भी. Now going forward, I believe the last two questions we will take. I will be asking these questions to the panelists, and Abhishek, you would also be very much helpful. Going forward, सबसे important चीज ये कि brokers जो हैं, जो हमारे channel partners, जो friends हैं, वो portfolio आने वाले टाइम में अपना पोर्टफोलियो कैसे डिसाइड करें, which products to take, which products not to take. Is there any do's and don'ts, if हमारे panelists बता सके उनको, so that we can guide them in terms of the actionable steps or the insights that they can garner from this webinar. So, Neerav, I will start with you, and Abhishek, you can take it up post that. Yes.
I didn't get your question. Could you please?
Do's and don'ts for all the channel partner friends कि वो अपना पोर्टफोलियो कैसे सिलेक्ट करें, कौन से प्रोडक्ट्स पे उनको फोकस करना चाहिए, कौन से प्रोडक्ट्स पे नहीं करना चाहिए. आज हम बात कर रहे हैं कि क्रॉस कनेक्शंस भी बहुत पॉसिबल हैं. आप चेंबूर में हैं पर गोरेगांव में भी रह के चेंबूर की आप सेलिंग में कंट्रीब्यूशन कर सकते हैं. तो एंड व्हाट प्रोडक्ट्स दे शुड चूज. सो अभिषेक, पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वुड बी ड्रिवन बाय स्टैट्स. नीरव, यू कैन टेल दैट बेस्ड ऑन डेवलपर आप क्या उनको नसीहत अपनी तरफ से देना चाहेंगे हमारे चैनल पार्टनर्स फ्रेंड्स को कि हाउ दे शुड चूज व्हिच प्रोडक्ट्स टू वर्क विद, व्हिच डेवलपर्स टू चूज टू वर्क विद.
I think they'll have to go with the track record of the developer, what he has promised and delivered in the past, say 5-7 years minimum. उससे ज़्यादा का track record होना ज़रूरी है. Secondly, he has to also understand the debt position of the developer. If that particular project is over leveraged, or say the channel partner feels that the project could be delayed because of finance, all the approvals are not in place. Thankfully, RERA is there, so we cannot sell stocks which are not approved or registered under RERA. So we have to, the channel partner has to be equally aware about the status of the project as much as the developer is. पहले क्या होता था, channel partner used to show all projects to the developer in the surrounding areas. He never used to understand the legal position, but the channel partner has to understand everything now. He is equally responsible, and his role is also as a responsible consultant under RERA. So he has to pitch a project which is very ethical, very clear, and the delivery is on time. These are the things which has to be looked into. Secondly, affordability देखना जरूरी है. अगर समझो I am making a very bigger flat in an area which seems to be non-saleable. If a developer commits a mistake, the broker has to guide the developer first कि यहाँ पे ये नहीं बनने वाला है. Give his inputs. Nowadays we work on channel partner inputs also. So this inputs has to be given to the developer before the start of the work. agar that is not happening, then I think the channel partners work is of no use. His time is wasted. As Parth said, roti nahi milega. तो ये roti पहले कर लेना चाहिए. Research is what is the key for launching a project. I think Abhishek will be of very good use in all that. तो ये सब करना चाहिए channel partner को before getting a project done.
Bilkul. So Neerav, thanks a lot. I believe you touched very important points, which is to do with the basic जो आप लोग को एक analysis करना चाहिए कोई भी project market करने के लिए और sell करने के लिए. Abhishek, with your stats, if you could just give us little bit of insight कि कौन से area में 2 BHK या कौन से areas में 3 BHK या 1 BHK, where they can focus, where the velocity could be higher and they can sell faster. If you can give some insights on it.
Okay, that I might not have it offhand for all the different micro markets of Bombay, but on Neerav's points, since he left on my name, my 4 points to your question: what should the channel partner do before he decides to associate himself with a brand? First is he needs to come to us on a lighter note, because we can help him what's selling and what's not selling. Number 2, I really genuinely feel that he needs to associate with those projects which are ready or near ready, because that's going to be easier to sell. That's going to be the low hanging fruits, right? Second, he needs to associate with brands, right? I think Sundar mentioned one thing, it's a brand in a poor location, made a mixed use project and it's sold, correct? So there's something he needs to understand the pulse of the market and probably capture that. And last but not the least, associate with those who are ready to listen to the channel partner and not just harp their own story. Right? They are the ones, they are the ears on the ground. They are your foot soldiers. You need to listen to them. If the developer is not listening to the channel partner, please don't associate with that guy. So just to summarize, ready, near ready, brands, just make the developer listen to you. If he's flexible on his payments, he's ready to, and of course, ready to pay you. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead with the developer.
Yeah. There's some disturbance in the background. Yeah, so Abhishek, I believe you got cut off or you had to finish your statement.
Just summarizing that,
sure.
Ready, near ready, brands, the developer is happy to listen to you and take your feedback, and flexible payment, and finally should be ready to pay you. If this is all tick, go ahead.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Abhishek. And now, guys, we are having the last question, which I'll bounce off to Parth and Sundar, which has come from one of the channel partners. Okay, this is quite an interesting one. So, Parth, going forward, आपका जो project acquisition होगा, is there anything which is going to change? आप जब नए projects को acquire करने वाले हो, तो क्या parameters आप ध्यान देने वाले हो और कुछ change, कोई parameters नए add होंगे या कोई पुराना parameter हट जाएगा? What's your take on this between you and Sundar?
5 points. Sure. Grade A location. Plot का due diligence बाद में, पहले जो partner से ले रहा हूँ उसका आदमी का due diligence. No upfront money in land. Money only available for construction and delivery. हाथ में कुछ नहीं मिलेगा किसी को. Fourth, get a complete fund closure day 1 so that I know कि कल sale भी होता है और पैसा एकदम हलो भी आता है. I should be able to honor my commitment, encash on my brand, and ensure that I've delivered on time. That is going to be important because I am a strict believer. We are almost 5-year-old company, and we have delivered close to 1,000 plus apartments, and another 1,000 apartments we are delivering in this financial year. I believe who is going to survive 2020 and 2021, they are going to be surviving for the next decade. So I am a firm believer, unless आप आदमी ने 10 पॉइंट पे रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, इंसुलेशन एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल इरोजन माइंड पे रख के किया है, वो एक्विजिशन कर पाएगा एंड सस्टेन कर पे ग्रो भी कर पाएगा. बिकॉज प्लेयर्स लिमिटेड हो जाएंगे, कैपेबिलिटी लिमिटेड हो जाएगी, एंड पीपल हु हैव राइट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर विल बी एबल टू फ्लरिश इफ यू आर एबल टू एड्रेस दिस प्रॉब्लम. वन पार्ट.
Lovely, thanks a lot, Parth. Parth के जवाब भी they are very crisp and sharp. Like he's always ready, 5 points or 3 points. As sharp as his delivery and his production quality and of all the projects are. So Sundar, over to you, yaar. What's your take? This is the last part of this whole.
Developers have done, it's not us being intentionally doing this mistake, but many times we buy a land, and by the time we get it approved and everything, and we get it approved in parts, the rules change, the feasibility change, many things change overnight. So I guess one thing what we see these days, or what we'll be seeing these days, even if the rule change, we take worst case scenario, the feasibility is it's not very thin, paper thin margin, that in case tomorrow I don't get these benefit, still the project is sustainable. I'll be able to construct and give the delivery. Second thing, what Path was saying about demand and supply these days, what's happening. So that's a very, very crucial thing. If the supply is a lot, and even if the bestest location, even if whatever rate I will sell it at, but if there's a lot of supply, there is no point going in the competition, jumping in the pool, and just being one of more developer. It just doesn't make sense. And yes, as I said about the mixed use, these days we are looking at such a complex, such a compound where we can give amenities. We call it amenities, a mixed use, because घर से चल के ऑफिस जाओ, ऑफिस से चल के ग्रोसरी शॉपिंग के लिए जाओ, XYZ whatsoever, we call it mixed use or amenities. So that could be possible. You can make such a product that it is self-sufficient for a person not to step out of the complex. So that's a much most important point for me. So these are the 3-4 things which we will look at.
I believe it totally, Sundar. Thanks a lot, everyone. I believe this is where we would want to come towards the last part of our addressal. हमारा रास्ता आगे का बहुत clear है, I guess. हम लोग already Saturday पे बैठे हैं, Monday से काम चालू. Let's give the best, and business पे बराबर तरीके से लग जाते हैं, because जो last 3 महीने के हमारे जो दुख दर्द या हमारे losses हैं, let's try to recover and make the best of the situation. इसको US को अगर हम लोग study करते हैं तो they are calling it a dam. डैम में पानी भरा हुआ रहता है और एकदम से भी डैम खुलेगा तो आई बिलीव लोग मिलेंगे जो इंक्वायरी कर रहे हैं. अब हम किसको किस तरह से टारगेट करते हैं और कैसे इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द जर्नी गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. दोज हु विल मेंशन एंड देयर सेल्फ क्रिएट गुड ब्रांड अराउंड देमसेल्व्स एंड उनका अटेंशन कैप्चर कर सकते हैं, आई बिलीव दे आर गोइंग टू गेट सक्सेस. तो ऑल द चैनल पार्टनर्स, I believe this is an important note that we have taken out of today's addressal. Now, to all the panelists, one pointer from all of you that you can give to the channel partners जो Monday से उन लोगों को sharp उस चीज पे focus करना है. One pointer from all of you if you can.
I'll start with this. I'll just share a live example which has happened with me. I'll share it with everybody. So about human tendency. So in one of the webinar, again Govind Bhai was moderating over there. So I found it quite attractive. Like जो insights company बता रहे थे, I was like कि माल ज़्यादा बिकेगा, मैं उनके पास digital marketing के लिए जाता हूँ. So I called the company, उनका मैनेजर था, तो फोन किया, बोला कितना भाई, कितना आप खर्चा करोगे, कितने आप लोगे, आपकी फीस कितनी. तो एज अ कस्टमर, अब मैं गोविंद भाई कस्टमर हो गया हूँ, तो मैंने बोला भैया कोविड सिचुएशन है, डिस्काउंट तो देना पड़ेगा. It is not that I cannot afford paying what you ask, but it is a human tendency. मुझे तो डिस्काउंट चाहिए. So we human beings, we are opportunistic people. We don't leave any single opportunity. But जिस तरीके से गोविंद भाई के मैनेजर ने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से मुझे अपनी सर्विस एक्सप्लेन की कि हमारी देखो, आपको बताना है कि आप 5 स्टार क्यों हो, तो उन्होंने मुझे कन्विंस किया ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ 3-4 इयर्स डिफरेंट तरीकों से. सो सब चैनल पार्टनर भाइयों को मेरा एक ही सजेशन है कि कस्टमर तो मांगेगा, और जरूरी नहीं कस्टमर मांगने से हम डेवलपर को बोले भैया कस्टमर ऊपर ही नहीं आ रहा है. वी हैव टू एक्सप्लेन कस्टमर. आई थिंक पाथ आल्सो सेड हमें यूनाइटेड रहना है, एंड ट्रस्ट मी दे विल कम अराउंड, दे विल कम बैक एंड दे विल से ओके वी वर ट्राइंग आवर बेस्ट, बट ठीक है थोड़ा मान सम्मान कर लो. इट इज ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी. हम सबके, मैं डेवलपर हूँ, मेरी भी तो आदत है. So this is one takeaway from my side कि let's be united, let's not कि प्राइस कम करना है, कस्टमर मांग रहा है, कस्टमर मांगेगा, बट हमें यूनाइटेड रहना है.
Absolutely, thanks a lot, Sundar. मुझे
That doesn't mean you don't give me discount.
Rest assured of it, we are trying to meet all the people, whoever we can help in this scenario. We are ready for all the fight, and rest assured. Coming to Path, what's your takeaway?
एक अच्छे दोस्त से मैंने सीखा ये अपने चैनल पार्टनर्स को बताने के लिए, इनोवेट, इमिटेट और वेजिटेट. इनोवेशन करो, या तो जो वही प्रॉब्लम मार्केट में अच्छा करता है उसको कॉपी करो. मैं कोई काम नहीं लेता हूं कि मैंने सक्सेसफुल डेवलपर्स को इमिटेट किया है. अगर उनकी क्वालिटीज में इमिटेट नहीं कर सकता हूं तो मैं कल सक्सेसफुल नहीं बन सकता. या तो मैं वेजिटेट हो जाऊंगा कि मैं वहां पे बिखरा रहूंगा, मेरे को सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगा. सिमिलरली हर एक चैनल पार्टनर्स को, लास्ट टाइम भी मैंने एक वेबिनार में बोला था, संगठन में जीत है, लोग साथ में आएंगे, यूनिटी रहेगी, लाइक माइंडेड लोगों का ग्रुप बनाओ, एंड मोर देन फाइंडिंग राइट प्रोडक्ट, सस्ता महंगा, गिव सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड एडवाइस टू योर कस्टमर्स, एंड मोर इंपॉर्टेंट हाउ यू कैन क्रिएट वैल्यू, क्योंकि अगला अपना व्हाट्सएप तो ही रिप्लाई करेगा, आपका फोन तो ही उठाएगा अगर उसको आपकी कोई बात में वैल्यू दिखती है, पैसा बचत दिखता है, या तो उसको फायदा दिखता है। हेंस अपने ब्रोकर लोगों के लिए, सारे अपने चैनल पार्टनर्स के लिए इतने वेन्यू ओपन है, बार्टर डील्स करो, वेंडर सप्लायर के साथ टाई अप करो, फ्लैट्स के रीसेल में ध्यान दो और बैक टू बैक उनका रीसेल होता है तो नया फ्लैट दिलाओ। फोकस ऑन लिमिटेड पीपल, डोंट ट्राई टू डू टू मेनी थिंग्स, उस पे फोकस करो, सक्सेस मिलना निश्चिंत है। एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली आज के तारीख में जस्ट प्रे करो कि ये कोविड का सिचुएशन कंट्रोल में रहे, क्योंकि कल कंट्रोल में नहीं रहेगा तो हम जितनी भी बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग बैक टू स्क्वायर वन। ओवर टू यू। थैंक यू।
Thanks a lot, Parth. Quite sharp yet again. And moving to Neerav, what's your key takeaway for everyone?
For channel partners, I would say that you are our brothers. हमारे छोटे भाई है, बड़े भाई है, जो भी गिनना है, हम लोग एक ही फैमिली में से है। We have to you are the ears and mouth of the developers. आप अच्छी जो बातें हैं, जो सच है इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, वही बात करिए। डिस्काउंट को ज्यादा प्रमोट मत करिए। अगर कोई डेवलपर डिस्काउंट एक आध प्रोजेक्ट में दे देता है तो यू कीप इट स्ट्रिक्टली विथ यू, डू नॉट डिस्क्लोज इट टू एवरीवन। दैट वुड बी द मंत्रा। अगर आप एक को डिस्काउंट मिलता है तो सबको दिलाने में जाएंगे तो शायद इंडस्ट्री कितनी जल्दी बाहर आएगी वो भी मालूम नहीं है। एंड क्लाइंट का फीडबैक जो है वो भी डेवलपर को ऑनेस्टली बताइए। उसमें क्लाइंट जो बोलता है वो हमें मालूम पड़ेगा तो वी विल बी इन अ पोजीशन टू क्लोज द डील्स मच क्विकर। हम लोग ये चाहेंगे कि आपकी भी जो कमीशन है, ब्रोकरेज है, मेहनताना है, वो हम आपको एग्रीमेंट रजिस्टर होने पे देना चाहेंगे। तो वी हैव टू मेक अ विन विन सिचुएशन फॉर एवरीवन। ये रहेगा तो चैनल पार्टनर भी प्रमोट होंगे और मटेरियल भी जल्दी बिकेगा और सबका काम होगा।
Lovely, Neerav. Thanks a lot. It was a good conclusive thought process. Over to you, Abhishek. You just don't have to say this part. अगर data driven business करना है तो CRE metrics के पास आओ। इसके अलावा what is the key takeaway that you have for today for everyone? Abhishek, are you there? I believe we have lost Abhishek. So that is all for today, guys. I believe every panelist contributed a lot, and definitely we have got a lot of knowledge out of today's webinar. As a moderator, that is what I'm thinking. कि सबको whatever that they were expecting out of this session, they have got the idea. कुछ questions ऐसे हैं जिसको हम नहीं पूछ पाए हैं. I believe M.Space को Varun, Priyank, you guys can take the questions and can ask the respective the panelists. And उनका जवाब मिल जाए तो काफी अच्छा रहेगा. Now over to
Govind ji.
Yes, Nikunj.
Govind ji, we have Real Estate Agent Association of Kandivali's committee member with us.
Yeah.
He would quickly like to give a thanks note to MSDA. Mr. Jigar Shah, you are there?
Yes, I am there.
Jigar?
Yes.
Yeah, Jigar, please go ahead.
Sure.
Can you start the video, please?
Yeah, Jigar, your video is off.
Okay, I'll just thanks to MSDA and M.Space for organizing such an event, and for the entire week, I would just like to say all the panelists today that the entire Kandivali Association, elated by your massive hard work in this pandemic situation, the way you have motivated us by your eloquent speech, thought and ideas, highly appreciated. Once again, thank you all the efforts you have taken on the behalf of the entire week. To all the panelists, I would just like to say that Kandivali Association always works parallel with the in hands with the developers, and we work together, we will be together, and we will win all together in after this post-COVID. So back to Nikunj.
Yeah, thank you, Jigar. Thank you so much. And Govindji, just a quick note from my side. Tonight we are having an event on our Facebook page, that is M.Space Reality. Jairaj Jagada is an international singer from Dubai. So please log in there. In this COVID time, we have already given 4 or 5 performances to people to enjoy at home. So this is going to be the last performance of Mr. Jairaj Jagda before openings.
That's
Back
great.
to you, Govind. Yeah.
Lovely. So everyone, I believe you've got the information. दिन में हम लोग business talk कर रहे हैं, रात का entertainment also M.Space has actually planned in a very good manner. So thanks a lot, everyone. And last, I will just pass on to Priyanka. Varun, if you have anything. And from my end, thanks a lot, M.Space team, for organizing this one, REAK Association, and MSDA for getting this all people together and exchange some wonderful knowledge in the last 2-hour session. And over to you, M.Space team.
Thank you, Govind. I'll request Mr. Kunal to give the vote of thanks on behalf of MSDA.
Kunal, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
I'll ask Mr. Nikunj to do that. Nikunj, can you please say the vote of thanks, please?
Yeah. I would really like to thank MSDA for giving M.Space an opportunity to share the platform. Keval, you are sharing the screen. Please stop it. Keval. So I would like to thank MSDA for supporting us. And sir, we are looking forward for a lot of association like this while doing the business. That post-COVID era. Thanks a lot for everything, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikunji. And also Nikunj Barot. Nikunj.
Yeah, hi. I think the speakers were amazing, and they have given 360-degree. They have given 360-degree coverage in comparison of the industry pre and post COVID. So what I understand here is, partners, you all are part. And as I said, आप जो बोलोगे, whatever you convey, that is what the market is going to listen. So I think from Monday when we restart our engine, we should always coordinate with our developers, understand what are they planning, understand their strategies, and align that with your strategies, and then convey your message to the market. I think that will make a difference to the market. एक आध दो किसी ने अगर बेच दिया सस्ते में, doesn't set market. Okay, that's set for the requirement. So I think this was an amazing session. Channel partners, we are looking for amazing output from you from Monday. And before we end here, panelists, thank you. MSDA is always open for all the fellow developers, for all the channel partners and all allied industries. Whenever you want us, just go on our social page and text us there, and we will revert you back there. Thank you very much. Have a superb evening, and Monday. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you again on the other side on the Monday. Let's start some business.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot,
all the members of MSDA.
Thank you, everyone. All the panelists.